Okay. Hi, everybody. Let me turn this down. What's up, everybody? What's up? Ward to the Junior, thank you for following. Everybody, thank you for following. Look at all these new people. Look at all these new people that came in that are so mad about the Flash. I'm sure, right? Get ready to feel pain. Flash. What's up, everybody? Ward the Junior, thank you for following. Wooby, thank you for following. Luis Morales, thank you for following. Green Cheetos, thank you for following. The Pro Play, thank you for following. Wallace, thank you for following. Kyle King, thank you for following. Lawrence, thank you for following. Joshua and Norob. What's up, everybody? It's time to talk about your favorite show that can do no wrong. The Flash. Divided by borders, united by hate for the Flash. That's not true. This isn't going to be a hate fest. We're not just going to tear the Flash apart. I'm sure some of you will. But we have some special guests that are coming in, and we're just going to be talking about the show. And it's going to be an honest critique, honestly. Honestly, I know a lot of people are upset, but at the same time, believe it or not, even some of the guests that I have coming on here, they really enjoyed it. They thought it was a great moment. It was dumb, but it was an entertaining type of dumb. Apparently, I personally just disagree. I feel like this show should have been canceled after the Happy Dancing Berry thing. It was unforgivable for me, but that's personally my opinion. But we're gonna get into this. So we have one more guest also coming in, but I'm gonna let him. He's getting his mic right now. So without further ado, let me introduce my first guest for today. He is a YouTuber. We have worked several different times on other projects. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking here. He has been doing reactions to the Flash and other sort of CW projects for quite some time. Omni1Media, what's up?
What's up,
How
man?
you doing, man?
How you doing? All right. Coming off the heels of that majestic finale. to what it was effectively probably the closest thing to a live action comic book dumpster fire I've seen in quite some time. Still, I'll still say that like overall as like the season itself isn't the worst television I've seen, at least.
Okay, so the season, you believe that the season itself has been the worst television you've ever seen then?
Some.
Almost.
I can name a few that I definitely would rank higher. Or, well, technically lower, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what? Exactly. I'm just curious. I'm just really curious. Because I don't watch
Supergirl season 5.
Okay.
Because I tapped out like a long time ago on Supergirl personally, like for the first time through. I was like watching everything DC that was going on, especially with like Arrow and coming off the heels of like Smallville. So I was like, once they built out into the Flash, which at its time was in its prime, I was like, okay, I'll give this a chance. I was like, okay, made it to about season 2, and I was like, all right, I think I'm done with that one. Then what was it? Crisis came along, right? So I was like, okay, there's a couple of shows I had fallen off on for a while, so they're building up to this big thing. I was like, I guess I might as well know what happened in some of this. So I finally went back. It's that season 5 was the biggest waste of TV space I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, like, that's saying something. That's saying something, yeah.
And next
I just realized I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. That wasn't planned, y'all. That was not planned at all. I slept in this. It was crazy, but that's kind of funny.
You almost pulled out the extra effort last night to make that clip with Duel of the Fates.
You know what? That was a fan suggestion, honestly, because originally, what was I trying to do? I was just going to do a slow motion thing, and then I was going to actually sync with Kanye West. There's a famous gif of Kanye West kind of smiling, and then he goes, like that. I was trying to sync that, and then a fan actually mentioned, he's like, hey, what if you should do the Ralph Wiggum type of thing? And we were like, hold on, let me look up to see if there's like a chroma key version of that. And I'm like, yo, there is one. And we put it in, and it was perfect. Like, it was like I was so mad. I was legit like I think that for me personally, that's what the Flash is. Like, and that's what the Flash has become. And my next guest will probably vouch for this as well. Yeah, exactly. Kyle, Flash season 7. You have failed this. You have failed this season. But here's the thing. That's what the Flash is for me. Flash is like some sort of bad relationship. You meet a woman or a man, whatever. You're in this relationship with a partner that promises that they're going to change, but they just, every year, they get worse and worse, and they just keep going back to the things you hate. But every once in a while, they shine a little bit of care, and you're like, oh, they do love me. And then they fuck it up with something even dumber.
You've described my general relationship with just Warner Brothers own DC.
That's what it is. That's what it's, and that's why with my clip, I use the CW in Warner TV, because Bart Simpson is essentially the CW. Like, look, they're gonna really like this part, and Warner TV is like, oh man, that's how I feel. There you go. Akasan is in a toxic relationship with the Flash. Yeah, I think. No. Ward to the Junior, I'm not fucking the Flash, but the Flash is fucking me. Let's keep going. I sent an invite to Blind Wave a while ago, so if they have time, they will, but I don't know. And I also sent an invite to Trey, but I think he's playing video games right now. Okay,
that's not important.
My next guest is a very popular Instagrammer. You guys, the Instagrammer formerly known as the World of Flash, with over 113,000 followers, was the pinnacle of Flash influence within the Flash community on Instagram and other places. Essentially, he and I really started at the same time, or we got to know each other through the Flash. And I think essentially both of us were on the hype train of the Flash for the longest time. And, you know, time has changed. And I've really wanted to talk to him about everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome to you, Younityy. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Is your mic working? It is not working. It is not working, my friend. Give him a second. Give him a second. He'll check it out.
Now it's working.
Now it's working.
All right, cool. Wonderful entrance already. Great.
Hey, man. Good. Yeah, good to see you, Spider-Man. How you doing? And actually, you're the producer or creator of Spider-Man Lotus?
Yeah, I'm a producer. My friend Gavin is directing that, and it's been going pretty well.
Okay, so there you go, guys. For all you assholes out there, always saying like, you critics, you guys talk about the shows. You guys always say what's so bad about the shows. Why don't you go out and make your own? Well, there you go. Younityy is out there making his own rendition of what he feels the Spider-Man universe could be. That's not to say that he can do better. Maybe he will. But at least he's out there trying to, maybe he's out there trying to do something. So
I for one, I mean, I'm sure I like the MCU Spider-Man, but my friend Gavin has a very strong opinion on it. So of course, his entire shtick was always being told, if you don't like it, do better.
Exactly.
Make a Spider-Man movie. So he's making it now, and it's going great. He's doing amazing.
So there you guys go. So we just got into this topic, so I guess here's the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about really quickly before we get into our personal opinions. You know, Twitter, the internet is always, unfortunately, kind of like a magnet for negativity. So I always try to kind of put that standard out there first and foremost. But my biggest thing about the Flash is the only time the Flash tends to get mentioned at this point is when it's something embarrassing or bad. And the Flash recently, the last 4 episodes have kind of been that point. Even the Allegra episodes, nobody really talks about, but the anytime the Flash tends to get like mainstream attention, it's usually for the worst reasons. Nothing really cool. And this season finale was no different. But even going back just about a week ago, the running scenes were being brought up, and how the idea that CGI has kind of digressed on the Flash show has been making the rounds of predominant comic book enthusiasts on Twitter. But oh my God, the Flash was trending last night, but not for the reasons I think fans were hoping. The only thing that was really getting recycled was what everybody was calling it, Duel of the Fates, lightsaber battle. Flash, hashtag, yeah, Duel of the hashtag Duel of the Flash, hashtag Flash lightsabers. That was trending, and most of the most predominant YouTubers out there were just like, I'm sorry, Twitter people, blue check marks were just like, what the hell is this? Is this real? Like, is this what's going on? And so, you know, and everybody calling the Flash Power Rangers, which I've been saying for a year now, that the goddamn, it didn't really hit me until like last episode, was the reason for me it's so Power Rangers was the Godspeed clones essentially were putties. They're goddamn putties. That's yeah.
The fighting scenes where they're just like,
yeah!
ting, ting. I'm just like, what is this?
Just put some lightning on it. It'll look okay.
Why were they fighting in real time? That's what I want to know. Like, why were they fighting in real time on top of the cars? It was just the funniest thing to me. I'm like, they're putties, basically. All that they were missing were like that sound effect, dude.
Dude, I got roasted by Power Ranger. I was like, yo, this show's like essentially now Nickelodeon Power Rangers. And they were like, no, it's not that bad. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry.
Like, Power Rangers like that.
I'm sorry. Like, Nickelodeon Power Rangers is definitely not up to this.
Well, you know, it's very funny that you mentioned that, because I'm like, yo, a few episodes ago, I was just like, I can't watch this show anymore, and I brought up Power Rangers, and so we decided to actually look at some old Power Rangers episodes after the Flash episode.
Man.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
The Power Ranger episodes 10 years ago were better than the Flash. Like, they actually had camera angles. They actually changed some stuff. Like, I haven't seen Power Rangers in a minute, and I was never a big fan of the show. But any clip I took of the Power Rangers just talking about morphers or whatever, or Zords or whatever, it actually looked like it was being taken seriously. Whereas even these pep talks on the Flash, who's directing this shit? Like, that's what I like to know. I'm like, why is it so weak?
Yeah. See, that's actually what I realized the most. Excuse me while I fix my camera and rant.
Yeah, no problem.
So the main thing that I realized with the show is not just the bad CGI, not just the bad writing. The cinematography has dipped to a level I haven't seen within a CW show. Like, Arrow dipped, but it still kept its quality and its camera work. Mm-hmm. However, the Flash, it's being filmed like, I don't know. Like, not only is it just the lighting, or like the camera work. Okay, that's exactly what it is. Actually, it is the lighting and the camera work. But I just don't know what has occurred. Like, I was watching season 1 episodes, and my favorite episode ever, the finale of season 1, just comparing that to any episode that's even considered remotely good within the last 2 to 3 seasons. It's like,
no, you're right. And that's exactly, I mean, the lighting, it's everything. Like you actually will go back and look at season 1. Like, and that's the biggest thing. It's like, we can't just say it's not, like, look, I understand after time seasons get bad or whatever, but it shouldn't be like that. Even, say, for example, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. Those are the 2 top examples. We can definitely have an argument that the story digressed in Game of Thrones, and the story wasn't as good as it could be. But if you take the first episode of Game of Thrones, the first season of Game of Thrones, and you take the final episode of final season of Game of Thrones, you can at least tell that there was more camera work put into it, more like everything at least looks better. Same thing with The Walking Dead. It's like night and day with The Walking Dead, how well they have improved in their work. The Flash is doing the exact opposite of that, and that's just, I think that's a big thing that needs to be brought up. It's like, what's going on? And then, you know, why are these actors directing at the same time? Because I honestly don't think they're really that great to be directing like that.
As far as that goes, that's been a commonplace thing in a lot of the
CW stuff,
broadcast television.
Okay.
Like, even going back to like Fox a lot of the time, like here I'm going to tout myself here, going back to like even like the X-Files in the early 90s, you would always have like an episode or 2 each season where you'd have David Duchovny or Gillian Anderson take a shot at directing. They kind of want to see what everybody kind of like learn how to put on a different hat rather than just being the person in front of the camera throughout.
Yes.
And one of the weakest episodes of the season was Daniel Panabaker's.
Yep.
It just like like you were saying, like with shows like Game of Thrones, whether or not they wanted to wrap up or close it, or they were just trying to get out, they still, regardless of the writing or how they took the story, like you said, everything production wise, behind the camera, the way everything's brought to life, they brought to life like one of the craziest CGI battles, even if you couldn't see it, like to life. But they still put so much work into it. And even The Walking Dead story meandered, the characters, whatever you say about it, but the people that are making the show care. And like, I feel like that has never changed. And if they take their craft very seriously, and I feel like I've been getting the feeling, I don't know if it's true, that just that, and along with the kind of the rumors circulating behind the scenes with the show, with just the people on camera themselves kind of wanting out, whether or not that's true or not.
Like, well,
it feels like
they
don't care. Like, I've heard both a Grant and Candace want out.
See, I think
true.
Maybe, like, even if they did, Candace, Jesse L. Martin were like the 2 first people to sign on to season 8.
Yeah.
So it's like,
No, I thought. Oh, would
Grant
you say
was the
they're
first person to sign
Yeah, I
on.
think because they just recently re-signed. Actually,
Yeah, no, Grant still hasn't signed on for season 8.
That was the
Huh?
first one I remember
I could
seeing.
have sworn he was signed on for 2 more seasons. Like that's what everybody's been telling me.
Wait, was that back in season 6?
Yeah. Like
Okay,
he
so
signed.
maybe I'm talking about like recently, like about 2 weeks ago, it was announced that Candace Panabaker and Jesse L. Martin and I believe Danielle Panabaker were the 3 that just signed on for season 8.
Right. They just signed on, but Grant's already been signed on
Yeah.
for a season 8 and season 9.
So I don't know why Eric Wallace in his most recent interview after the finale stated that like because I think there was a question, it was brought up, like, is Grant signed on? But he was like, well, I don't want to think about that, but I'm pretty sure everything's going to go very smoothly. I'm pretty sure like
Really?
he's going to be signed on. I think that's just him insinuating that it's going to happen, but it hasn't been officially
So
announced.
he has. So
Well,
okay. So go ahead.
There was a Deadline article, 3 weeks ago, I think, 2-3
Mhm.
weeks ago, that said Grant had already signed on, and Danielle,
Right.
Candace, and
They were
Jesse
holding
were
out.
pending
Okay.
negotiations for season 8. So maybe the
Interesting.
terms of it haven't been, like how long that was, maybe hasn't come out. But
Yeah.
Grant, from what I saw, was like the first one on board. And as like, if he's wanting out, like, I'm just like, okay, well, why you just jump right on that then, unless they got something going on.
So here and there, that's an actual thing about speaking of Grant. It's something that I was talking with Canada Graphs about last week, is the fact that Grant may be signed on, but he actually in his contract, he actually scaled back to be on the show. Like he wants to be on the show less, apparently. And that's been showing. Grant.
Interesting.
The lead, yeah. Grant's actually, from what Canada Graphs was saying, Grant actually rearranged his contract so that he's on the show less. And being so, and we've seen that a lot now, especially this season. We're like, yo, Cecile is on the show more. Cecile had more airtime than Grant has. Barry himself, or the Flash actually has. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
see, I think that's mainly because of his wife's pregnancy. I believe that's probably why. But I mean, I'm looking at the article again, and I misread it. And it was Deadline asking Eric Wallace after the finale, and the question was: Grant Gustin is one of a number of Flash cast members whose contracts end at season 8. Could this mean that's the show's upcoming season will be its last? And Eric said, to be honest with you, I don't know. Let's all find out together. But until I hear differently, everything's fine, you know?
Okay, so at this moment in time, according to Eric Wallace, basically everybody is signed up to a season 8 only, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting out of this. Okay, so that very well brings up the question: will season 8 be the final season? Because if you remember, you guys can correct me, if I remember correctly, Arrow, the final season of Arrow was announced 2 to 3 months before the premiere, right? Like, I think Steven, he came on Instagram, and I think he announced that the final season of Arrow was happening. It was like a little bit after the season
cried
finale.
On live. I remember. Yes, he cried on the live stream. Yes.
Yeah,
I can't give you the exact like time frame because I truly don't remember, but it sounds it sounds pretty plausible.
So I'm pretty sure. I mean, well, I'm not going to say anything, but okay. I want to ask you guys then. So for me, I'm so done with. I've been done with the show. I've already explained many reasons why. I've already explained several times why I keep watching that show, and that's only because people like to see me in pain. They think it's kind of they think it's funny to see me just being tortured on the inside. And like I said, it's like a bad relationship. Every time I'm not fucking the Flash anymore, but the Flash is fucking me. And so every time I think there's just a simmer of hope that it's gonna get good, it's like, oh, then you pull out a Star Wars, a lightsaber. But for me, I'm done. And I personally feel like we all just need to move on and find a better show.
I found mine.
And what's
Superman
that?
and Lois. Superman and Lois. I found that shit right after.
So for you,
comes up right
Younityy,
next.
you're kind of done with it. Like you're fine if it ends and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting Flash content regardless, whether it's with the movie or whether it's in animation. Maybe not comics, because the comics hasn't been like my favorite as of yet, like so far. But like, I mean, the show has run its course, pun intended.
Wow.
It's like I hate to, I mean, it's already like
Yeah.
out of its, like it's already like bad. Just put it out of its misery. I don't know. End it well. End it well.
Yeah.
Like I've always been like, I don't know if how long.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you follow me for a while. I've always
Yeah.
been the defender for this show. I've always
you have.
defended it
You have.
to its fucking core. And like,
Yeah, that's what's crazy. Like I remember the last time we met in New York. I remember at that point I was already done with the show, but I'm just like, I remember talking to you. I'm like, dude, I cannot believe you're still like, I was like, mad respect the fact that you can still defend this show, and you're like, oh man, well, you know, it has its ups and downs, but it's still consistently overall I'm pleased with it. And then gradually, I don't know what it was, what changed for you, where was the moment where it just kind of was like, okay, it went downhill for you? I'm very curious about that.
it was after Bloodwork. Bloodwork was the last good like main villain, I think, because Mirror Master didn't do anything for me. And it's like, I don't know. I think, and I know the pandemic had a lot to do with it, but like, bro, they had a whole year to write season 7. Like what happened? And like, I don't know, like Eric Wallace, I remember he teased that Eobard Thawne was going to be in the finale of last season. So he had to write it for him to be in this finale. So I'm like, oh, so Barry needed Eobard to fight Mirror Master? And I'm just like, what do you mean he was supposed to be in the season finale of last season? That doesn't make sense. But like, it's the fact that it's been so repetitive that it even shows in interviews. Like the Mirror Master synopsis was that she is going to be threatening the marriage of Barry and Iris. And then in the Deadline article that dropped yesterday, he said season 8 will go through a threat that'll threaten the marriage of Barry and Iris. And I'm like, you're going to continue to do this trope and this weird story and not bring in the only literal threat to Barry and Iris's marriage, Eddie Thawne.
Yeah.
There's no other threat. Nobody could be a threat to the glue that is Barry and Iris. They're stuck together. That's it. They're like, you can't, they're inseparable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't threaten their marriage with absolutely anybody else but Eddie Thawne. And I'm like, that's it. If you're not going to do Eddie, just end the show. End the show. There's nobody else.
But I challenge you on even that. I don't know, because at this point, they have made it such a staple that Barry and Iris, the lightning rod, the gold standard, all this bullshit every season. Even on other shows, it's affecting the other shows when they do crossovers and everything like that. I would even say at this point, Eddie was in one season. And there's actually a really good article, our YouTube video a few years ago, somebody made about how at that time, Iris, gotta be careful, I might get some hate. Iris West was just playing with Barry all the time and just kind of torturing him actually in some ways, and never really cared much about him. And then suddenly when Eddie disappeared, then like it wasn't even a gradual thing. It's like she just kind of flipped suddenly. And it was an interesting sort of spectrum showing how the character just really suddenly changed. And then one more season, they look like they were like locked, like they've been tight forever like that. It's really weird.
It's like as similar to Peter and MJ in Far From Home and Homecoming. Like, where did he suddenly have that liking, that interest that he got in Far From Home that was never shown in Homecoming? So it's like, I feel like I don't mind it because it's the comic. Like I don't want Barry to be with anybody else other than Iris. I really don't. And like him and Patty, I liked him and Patty, but like I knew that wasn't gonna last, and I just I don't even care.
It's not like that was a good relationship. I'm not.
I like it. It was really cool.
Really good chemistry. It was.
And
really
I wanted her to come back as like Hot Pursuit, because Patty in the comics was Hot Pursuit, and like it could have been a cool like Earth 2 thing. I don't know, but obviously,
Hot Pursuit.
Yeah. So like. Oh man, I just got
sorry, but actually, only back to my original question. Only Omni1Media? Yeah.
Just Omni.
Omni1Media. Okay.
It's just
for
stupid
you.
Xbox stuff going on with that name tag.
Yeah, right. Time. For you, do you want the Flash to finish? Do you want the show to end? Because off camera, you were telling me you loved the Star Wars thing.
I love the finale. Well, by comparison to what we have been getting this season so far, I was more than happy to see what we got based on what we had been getting.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it. Like at a point,
Okay.
like I appreciate where this Flash came from. Like I know that after a while, they want the show to keep going, and they just don't have the talent to keep things too engaging. So they switched gears and were like, okay, we'll start having fun a little bit. So they start doing some stuff. So like I don't mind all that much as long as I'm entertained by it. And my God, it was stupid. And I was laughing, and that was enough for me. I saw speedsters actually fighting, which we haven't seen for all season. They just talked their way out of every episode.
You see, I understand. I understand. But I've said this with every single episode. The Flash is the perfect palate cleanser because anything I'll watch after the Flash is automatically a masterpiece.
Damn.
Automatically.
But yeah, like the moment I go into Superman and Lois, I'm like, oh my God.
Yo, it humbles the hell out of me, dude. It humbles the shit out of me.
So that's my question. But see, so Omni, my thing is like, but don't you think that's just a weird way of watching television? Again, it sounds like just an abusive relationship. It's like, okay, so for months and months, you put up with some of the worst television, and you said it yourself. In your opinion, this has been some of the worst television in history, but just because you got an okay and dumb, funny sort of fight scene, you're cool with it.
I'm cool with this season considering a lot of it was dealing with working around the restrictions with COVID between filming, how many people they can have on set. Obviously, some stuff that you mentioned too with the writers.
But other shows have been. But look, Loki,
Superman
and Lois. Yeah, that's not it. I don't think that's a valid excuse anymore.
They're not taking. I think they've given like a level of care for Superman and Lois that these other shows just aren't getting, because we've seen them take multiple long breaks just to make sure that this shit looks good when it comes back to screen. I don't think the Flash is getting that attention. Obviously, also too, it's spreading out across 18 episodes. I'm one of those people I hope the future is better, even if I'm getting beaten the head right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I mean you're free. So you want the show. You're fine. You would love the show to continue. Then
I want it to go out on its own terms. If it goes out, not get canceled or cut out without giving the opportunity to close things out.
Oh no, I don't see it getting canceled. It's still one of the top watch CW shows.
Yeah,
I see it ending.
Right.
Like if I see it ending.
But at this point, like I feel like they either need to step it up, because like I've kind of been in this cycle, like you've said, like each season I'm like waiting for things to get better, and this is the season where it really was testing me. Like I was just happy and enjoyed the finale just because we got to see speedster shit when we had not been getting really any speedster stuff throughout most of this season. Like, and yeah. I was fine with it just because I was fine seeing them have everybody come back together. I was fine seeing them go up finally in the entire season, actually have a threat that actually kind of felt like Barry might actually be in danger, because I didn't feel that at all season.
Yeah, and anybody was in trouble. It took 2 years for that. I'm just saying. It literally, like, if you really think about it, the last time Barry was in danger was blood work.
Exactly. Yeah. And now that just circles back to the so like he finally felt threatened, right?
This man can't even talk, he's so mad. Prime Entertainment, thank you for subscribing.
He finally felt threatened, correct? So he brings back the one person he absolutely hates. And he defeats Godspeed.
Yeah.
But then when he tries to fight Flash, he is faster than him in every single way possible. So why wasn't that energy applied to Godspeed? How is he so fast that Reverse Flash was moving in slow motion, but he needed his help to fight Godspeed?
So like when I was watching it, they had that little scene in the middle, like obviously when they had the big team up and they were fighting the Godspeeds or whatever, where they were kind of being drained. And then Godspeed collected all of that speed, and they made this. There was like this really quick throwaway line when Barry's chasing after Godspeed, and it was like he's just got to last long enough for Godspeed to burn off his excess speed.
Okay.
So, and then they sent Nora to the negative speed force and turned space dust into a man again.
Right. Oh, that Nora. Oh God.
Yeah, Speed Force Nora, whatever.
And that's a whole nother, like, okay. Here's something I want to bring up to you guys.
I just don't think the writers are thinking that deeply. I'll be honest. I don't even think they know.
No, seriously, when fans need to try to fansplain it and like make their own sort of excuses for it, I think Eunice, you brought it up about because at this point for me, I feel like I'm not as invested in it anymore. So I just feel like maybe I missed something. So when I have a question, I'm just like, okay, maybe I just missed something or whatever. Like Cecile's daughter, I'm like, didn't they have a kid? And like, where is this kid?
They mentioned that a long time ago. And I honestly completely forgot until your live stream last night and somebody brought that up. I was like, oh yeah, where did they go?
Right. But Eunice was the one that brought it up, was the whole Henry Allen thing. Where did this dude come from? Like because the last time I remember a Henry Allen and a Nora married was, I believe it was Earth 3. Yep. And this guy was training another speedster, right?
So it was Jay and Jay and Joanne. They were on Earth 3. Then Crisis obviously happened, and for some reason they have been on Earth Prime the entire time, and it doesn't make sense because Nora.
See, I thought I missed that too. Like I brought that up, and somebody like chewed me out. I was like, "No, they're just on Earth Prime." I was like, "They've never said that." For all I knew, they died.
Right?
Yeah. So
I thought they were on another Earth because it's exactly the same place.
Yeah, but when it showed Jay, it said Keystone City, and then the Godspeed showed up just like that. So he is on Earth Prime.
Exactly.
And it does not make sense. Because so even if he was on another Earth, it would have said that when it said Keystone City when it introduced Jay in the last episode, and it didn't. It just specifically said Keystone City. So how is Jay and Joanne on Earth Prime when Henry and Nora, the parents of Barry, are straight up doppelganger? Like it does not.
Okay.
Make sense.
Well, I guess if that's
a good point.
Well, no. Like, to answer that, like, isn't that because the Earths merged?
Yeah,
like, they got fused together.
That means he would have either been dusted like Earth 2 Wells and Jesse, or he could have been on another Earth. He can't be straight up on the same Earth where his doppelganger is on Earth Prime.
They've addressed that, like, even though it's been inconsistent across shows as these things do, because I feel like they don't really talk that much outside of these crossovers. Because you've had in Batwoman, they made it apparent when we had OG Alice and then the good Alice from a different Earth who somehow survived Crisis, and they couldn't coexist.
Yes.
So one had to die, or they would end up killing each other because they couldn't have the same character on the same Earth together. And this was post-Crisis.
Copy. But was Alice always aware that this wasn't her home? Like, she was like, "I'm not home. Like, what is this place?"
Yeah, she didn't realize until it got brought up to her because she just kept living her life.
Exactly. So Jay and Joanne are perfectly fine. It looks like they've been there the entire, like, it's their lab. Their lab is right there. Like, you see Jay's suit. Joanne is still doing her stuff. So like, it's not like, oh, I'm not in my home. Where am I? Like a Lex Luthor, or not Lex Luthor, a John Henry Irons situation where he was sent to a different Earth, and you see that, and it's evident in Superman and Lois. It looks like he's been in the entire time, and he's chilling. Jay is chilling.
Right. And this is the biggest problem I have with that kind of stuff, because for me, I didn't even care anymore. I just always assumed that was a different Earth or whatever. Yeah. But if that's true, there's no sort of care in that sort of writing. There's no sort of like feeling about it. I mean, as far as I remember, right post Crisis, the first scene we see is Barry looking for his parents' grave, right? So I just feel like there's certain...
He ended up finding it.
Oh, he did find it. Okay.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 episodes afterwards. But I still don't understand what the explanation was. I don't know.
yeah, so it's things like that where you're just like, the care that we had. I feel like personally, they're just like, I almost feel like they're trying to sabotage their own show or trying to make it a parody of what it once was. When I hear little things like Nora Speed Force saying, "You stupid boy."
It's the dialogue. The dialogue dipped so like what did Allegra say when she came in and saved them? She's like, hold on to your buns. Like what the fuck? What am I watching right now?
But that's not like I'm not even like that stuff. I'm like, look, it's just so corny. I'm like, whatever. But I feel like they intentionally are trying to spit in my face when I see scenes like Nora saying, "You stupid boy," or "my impulsive boy," like because they know what a good scene that was the first season, and it's just like, oh, you like that? Well, here, take some of that shit.
Like, and Godspeed fully said, like, okay, this is a direct ripoff of what Godspeed said in the last episode. Come to daddy, my children.
Yeah.
Like they had to have looked at that. They looked at that and they were like, yeah, this the one. That's the one. Yeah, let's do that one. And I'm just like, bro, what is there table reads anymore? Like even regardless, even if there is table reads, like why? What has happened? I don't know. I don't know. It gets me mad. I don't want to.
Yeah, okay.
I hate talking about this.
What? Okay, so, what were some of the let's talk, what were some of the good things about the show, like this season? It's
Jay
gonna
Garrick
be hard.
and Impulse. That's it.
Okay, I will say yes, Jordan Fisher. That's so the one thing I said that Jordan Fisher. Out of all this garbage that we got this season, Jordan Fisher, ironically, has been the standout point in this entire season.
Easily.
Is like he's like the perfect casting, the singing, whatever, just his interactions. It looks like this dude has been on the show for years. The way he's able to work with everybody in the chemistry is just so good. I'm shocked. He's better than some of the seasoned people on the show.
Like,
honestly,
like I legitimately feel like he's happy to be there and like having a fun and having a blast and taking this seriously. And I just got the vibe through a lot of the season 2 that a lot of people were just kind of like going through the motions through a lot of the reads. Like I feel like there's so many times where like Grant and Candace specifically, both of them, like in multiple scenes, I just feel like they're just reading off of the paper.
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm
right.
Like, what? It made it so hard to really kind of get invested into anything that was going on. The most fun I had with those two were when they were like banging in the Starchives, and
which I thought was terrible.
On them.
But
that was funny. I mean, that was funny. Okay, I get that.
I mean,
the speed thinking episode I actually enjoyed.
Okay. That was a good episode because that's like a hint of what the show should be like, but it's not. Barry calculated.
If Barry was using all of his powers to the full extent that he could, like he should be able to solve all of his problems. And that's a promise. Again, one of many that they make. Eric is promising next season that Barry will be the Flash. He will be the leader. He will be the one calling all the shots and all that jazz. He should have already been this point.
As Units just pointed out, you could literally go back to the season before the press release, and he said exactly the same thing. So I'm like, promises.
It's the repetitiveness is not even showing just in the show.
Yeah. I will say Chester.
Oh, I'm glitching. Hold on.
Personally, I didn't like the Chester episode because I'm not here to learn about Chester. I'm here to watch The Flash. But I actually think the actor that plays Chester, he plays him very well, and I think Chester is not annoying. He synced really well. I just wish, honestly, I kind of wish he entered the seasons way earlier. And Cisco left back in season 4 when he wanted to, like that. So, because that was the actor actually came out and said around season 4 he was already ready to go, and that's why we kept on having this back and forth situation of him losing his powers, him disappearing, whatever. I'm like, dude, just go, man. Like,
and I just wish I didn't know that too, because like it was very that was all over the place, and then it's just like, so like every time after season 4 when he would have like a weird story turn, I was just like, is this the moment? Is this when he's leaving? And then he was still here, and I was just like, okay, now he's just going to go this trek across the new Earth to study it. I was like, okay, there's your out. And then he came back from that like 2 episodes later. I was like, oh my god, what's happening? What are they doing with Cisco?
And again, this whole thing about teasing and I didn't even watch his final episode because I knew that wasn't going to be it. This dude came back 2 episodes later. I'm like, come on, man. Like, at least with
well, I mean,
go ahead. He is glitching.
Yeah, I mean Eric Wall. Well, am I is that bad?
You're up and down. Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Now we can.
My bad. Eric Wallace did say. Eric Wallace did say that he fully left him and Wells left as a series regular in episode 3, like when he like fully like disappeared or like went back to whatever he's doing, like teleport. I can't even tell you what he's doing. And then Cisco left at that episode, and then they were both slated to appear in the finale, and then they're fully gone. So like, I guess the finale was like a part of their contracts to be in the finale of this season. That's why you saw both Tom Cavanaugh and Carlos Valdez, and I'm pretty sure they're like both officially gone now.
Yeah.
Okay.
For good.
So, and also that's a little weird because that means the beginning of next season, we're basically going to just have it in dialogue, say that they said goodbye to Nora, they said goodbye to Impulse, they said goodbye to all these people. And because I'm assuming Nora and Impulse are not coming back for the beginning of the season. Like,
I mean, there's a 5-episode crossover in the beginning of season 8. Okay. It's going to be the first 5 episodes are going to be a crossover within other shows. The first 5. That's just interesting. I've never seen that happen before.
Right.
I think
who are they?
They haven't really talked about who, except that Chris Williams said that he's in talks to be one of them, but they haven't agreed on anything.
Who's Chris
yet.
Williams?
Black Lightning.
Oh, thank you. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So I mean, Black Lightning ended. And like I was gonna go back to Black Lightning, but then I saw like a couple of things that they're doing. Like they tried recreating like a Breonna Taylor situation, and like I was just like, what are they doing? Like, what is this? I'm not about to watch this. Like season 1 I enjoyed, but I never got back to it. But like after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. But I'm pretty sure Chris Williams did say he still wants to play Black Lightning, like even if it's on other shows. So I'm sure he's gonna be one of those crossovers. I don't know who else they could do if it's not Superman and Lois or Stargirl.
I got the impression, and it might have just been my weird read on the way Eric had presented it, was that there might be heroes we haven't seen yet also as a possibility on Earth Prime. And I was like, that'll be rough if that's the case. Like, because you'd have to introduce them and set them up in this world. But I feel like with the rate that the Arrowverse is going, if they want to keep it going, they need new blood. I mean, at the end of the day, if Flash ends in season 8 and Superman and Lois is still riding high on this power train, it's like if they want to do anything, they're going to need people around for them to play with if they want to keep that shared universe going.
But like they have new blood that they haven't used. Like what happened to Ryan Choi? Like they just introduced him as like this big ass character, and they said, "Haha, psych,
bye."
Like, bro, and like they let Brandon Routh go within that, and I'm like, oh, sick. So Brandon Routh is gone, then Ryan Choi obviously is gonna replace him, and they're like, no. It's like they didn't do anything. I'm just, there's so much wasted potential. I don't know.
It's like they set that up and then didn't do anything with it.
I mean, contractually, but speaking of which, I do want to point out something that Eunice brought up was the fact that for those of you asking about Wally West, why wasn't Wally in the season finale? Wally why I met this dude. I can't even remember his name right now.
Keenan Lonsdale.
Thank you, Keenan Lyonsdale. He actually did point out that they did try. They really wanted him to be in the finale, and they contacted him. But unfortunately, he's filming another movie or a project right now in the States. And because of the COVID situation and Canada's strict situation, being quarantined in a hotel for 2 weeks was just going to be too detrimental, so he couldn't come in. Thank God we got Crisis before COVID, like for real. Dude. Like, dude, could you imagine? Like, we would have never had Kevin Conroy. Maybe we would have never had Kevin Conroy. All those guest stars.
I think they would have delayed it in its whole entirety if it was COVID. I don't see.
I feel like they put a lot too much in that to let that just fall away.
Yeah.
But if they tried to push through it, it would not have worked at all.
I mean, it really didn't work.
It barely worked.
But
I enjoyed it for the shallow nature of every cameo, but that's kind of
it was mid, like
a hollow shell of what it could have been.
That should have been a Flash story right there. That's a Flash story, and it was anything but a Flash story after that.
I will, but I'm gonna somewhat disagree with it because I know where you guys are coming from on that, but I also felt like it's like, yo, man, Arrow at that time, Arrow was wrapping up. It's like, look, you can't. What are you gonna do? Kill off the Flash? He's doing it to himself.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, why did they make it Crisis? Like, why did they bring it back 10? Like, they shouldn't have done that. I don't think they should have like fast forwarded with Crisis, because that's been teased since the season 1 finale. Reverse Flash. This is that, and he was nowhere to be seen in this entirety of Crisis.
Okay, but I'll challenge you on that is the fact that, look, like, if they didn't do Crisis then and there, we would have never had it. So for that alone, I'm glad that they were even able to pull that off. Like, Arrow was ending, Arrow was ending, some Black, Ruby Rose was on her way out already. We didn't know it at that time.
Well, oh shit, yeah, we did.
Yeah, right. We didn't know it at the time, but she was like, oh, I'm fucking done, dude. Supergirl was ending. All of this stuff, like, if it wasn't going to happen then, it was never going to happen. So for that alone, I'm happy that they were actually able to pull off something that the movies could never do. So, and on top of that, we finally got 2 Flashes meeting each other, which is something that I don't think they will ever be able to do again. So,
it's happening again. It's going to happen.
What I'm saying is, like, that first moment situation like that, like, we will never be able to have that again.
That's still the biggest surprise I've ever been. Like, I've never, like, I was spoiled for Endgame and Infinity War, and I would never saw Ezra and Grant coming. Like, that was definitely the biggest surprise in comic book history for me.
Yeah, I'll second that, because I just didn't see WB-TV and DC Films ever really playing ball, and then especially when they came out with Walter Amada and Berlanti about how that came to happen, and I was like so shocked about the fact that DC approached CW
Guggenheim. It's so weird. I'm like, that's interesting.
Which makes me wonder, is that scene in the Flash movie? Because they changed the camera and the aspect ratio specifically for that episode, but they'd have to rewrite it because he mentions Victor in that scene. So
who knows?
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, the thing about it is, like, you got to think about, like, how far are they willing to push it, because it's kind of like, you can tease another Flash in the Flash movie, but if there's no show to go to by that time, like, because that's another thing to think about. It's like,
I think,
who knows
I get what you mean. Like, it's Grant Gustin's going to show up, and then bam, it's done. It's done.
Right. But they're on their way out.
I think I low-key think that they'll do it regardless. I feel like if they're going to end the show, the main reason will be because it's still booming in viewers. There's no reason to end it. It'll be because of the Flash movie, and they want Ezra.
Is it declining though? Are the ratings declining?
Oh, minimally.
Yeah, but
minimally.
Nothing.
If you're
like
looking
crazy.
season over season, it's slowly dipping, but if you're looking at like OG numbers, it's a pretty big gap. But if you're comparing it to everything else on the network, it is blowing everything out of the water, doubling.
And it's crazy.
It's everything
crazy.
Except Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois is the only thing that's leading the hero shows right now.
It's
Really?
at almost 1 million. Superman and Lois. Yeah, I believe it's around what is it, 1.1?
Oh, so it's actually doing
Something like
it's actually doing well, because I was under the impression that it was not, like, it wasn't getting the same traction as the Flash or anything else.
Oh no. It's definitely beating it, but like Flash's OG numbers are still higher than Superman and Lois's current numbers.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I'm saying Flash's current numbers are lower than Superman and Lois.
Yes.
So
Not by much.
Yeah,
Okay,
Superman and Lois is, like I said, around 1 million, and then Flash is around like 700 to 800K.
that's fantastic for Superman and Lois, because I honestly felt like nobody was watching that show. Like,
You
it
gotta
was
think too, because like they go
Yeah.
on those breaks, and you can see the
Yep.
drop off there,
Yep.
but then like it slowly came back, and then you had another break. So I'm just curious to see how it rounds out once we go into the last 2 episodes.
I mean, I understand why they're going on break because of the COVID and stuff, but like, fuck, it's another 3-week break after this,
Yep.
and I'm like, damn.
you keep forgetting the story. You're like, come on, man, like, what like happened? So that being said, I think and then maybe we'll take some calls. I want to ask you guys then, with the ratings dropping but minimally, as you're saying, and most shows do, once they get into their 7th or 8th season, it's always going to be a drop off anyways. And people are making fun of it on the internet. People are calling it Power Rangers. Even regular people are just like, and almost every time the Flash, they post something officially on their accounts. Like, literally, I don't know why, but people just feel the need to always say when they stopped watching the show. That's the majority of the comments I always see. It's like, man, I'm glad I gave up this show. Oh man, this show is garbage now.
I get that on my reactions all the time too.
Right? And that seems to be the majority of thought process here, but nevertheless, the ratings are doing well. Do you guys feel that they made the right decisions, that Eric Wallace is doing maybe not the right job? Eric Wallace may not be doing the job we want him to do, but he's doing the job that's needed for the show. So he's doing a good job for the show, not for us, but for the longevity of the show.
So yeah, I mean, like Eric Wallace said yesterday in that Deadline interview, the Flash could still run for several more seasons or even beyond that. And I retweeted and I was like, yo, is this motherfucker threatening me? Like, what do you want?
I saw that, actually.
I saw somebody else just retweet. I think it was Matthew Haynes. He retweeted. He was just like, no. Everybody is just like, what world is this dude living on? But again, that goes back to this idea I've always said about social media, is that sometimes we live in a bubble where we're surrounded by people that have the same sort of opinions that we share. In my world, people are disgusted with this show, but at the same time, it's doing well in numbers. So
and I see
again,
a lot of people both walks. I've seen a lot of people really kind of fed up with it, but a lot of people loving it. Like, it's a little bit of a mix. Like in my neighborhood, I see quite a bit of it because I live on both sides of that, and I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. I just try to be optimistic, and I said, like, this season is fighting for the worst season of the Flash for me.
It's undisputed for me. There's no doubt. Like,
grievances and annoyances with the cicada season.
I was just about to say, this and season 5 are on par. Yeah.
And but yeah, that once we got to like episode 15 of this season, I'll be honest, like I mentioned in one of my videos, I was like, guys, they gotta change this shit because I'm almost tapped out.
So, but okay, back to my question. And do you feel like they're doing a good job? Do you think Eric is doing a good job? Did he actually improve the show for the sake of the longevity of the show? Not that we agree with it.
When did he come in? What season did he come in?
Season 6, I thought.
Todd Helbing. No, he came in season 5, I believe. Todd Helbing left around season 5 to focus on Superman and Lois, and then
really,
yeah, it's crazy how Todd Helbing is a showrunner for Superman and Lois because season 4. Okay, so season 5, it was when I'm pretty sure Eric Wallace kicked in, and everybody was like, "Oh no, Eric Wallace did what is it called? He wrote
Runaway Dinosaur."
No, he didn't do Runaway Dinosaur.
Really? I thought he did. Oh,
Did he? I just know. I know
could
he
have
did.
sworn he has writing credits on Runaway Dinosaur.
Maybe he does. I just know he did 406 and 415 or 416, where that's Girls' Night Out and Run Irish Run. And then everybody was like, "Oh no, oh this isn't that." I'm like, guys, relax. It's a writing credit. It's entirely different than running a show. Fuck, I was wrong.
I think he's got the right idea in doing this whole graphic novel approach, because
For sure.
especially with Cicada, because that's when it really kicked in. If I remember right, they didn't really kick into that transition yet, because it was like that was the most evident that it was becoming increasingly harder and harder for them to keep a singular overarching villain from beginning of the season to the end, because there's 10 million times they should have never let Cicada leave.
I agree.
And like they gave him flying powers as a plot device, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's like he just Thor's hammers away anytime something gets out of control.
Why would I care about family? Could you imagine that came out during
my God,
Fast and Furious time? Same family, my legacy.
And his Christian Bale voice.
They got the dude from American Pie to do it. Like, what did we expect? I don't know why I wasn't expecting that.
So can you explain to me the whole graphic novel approach? Because people have been talking about that, but how is this? Because in my opinion, it feels like this season 7, has gone nowhere. Honestly, like it was just like, where is the villain here? And
his approach.
What
is
was
like
the breakup?
It's like with the blood work, like how it went for a couple of episodes until like after Crisis, and then that was graphic novel 1. And then graphic novel 2 was Mirror Master. Then graphic novel 3 was who was the villain in the beginning of season 7? I don't know. The Speed Force.
Nora. Speed Force Nora.
The Forces. And then graphic novel 4 was then God's. Like that's his approach to it, which I think is it's a good approach, but like, bro, like he's not hitting the mark. Because
the problem with me, I think it was.
But the Godspeed thing was only 4 episodes. That's not a graphic novel.
Yeah,
that's a 32-page comic book.
Yeah, that's the Godspeed thing was way too short, because it's supposed to be 8 and 8, or roughly 8 and 8 is kind of
like
what
I don't disagree with them splitting the seasons up like that, but I'm like, when I hear graphic novel, I'm like, yeah, it's a thick, like there's an actual beginning and end to that. The Godspeed thing was introduced at the beginning of season 6 and never looked at again, and then suddenly when they went back to it, they were acting like we've been dealing with it for a while. I'm like, wait, but you've never mentioned it since season 6. So
that's another thing, because like I feel like in season 6 it was starting to work, because like the blood work stuff, I was actually really
blood work was good
invested with that, because it was also tying into Crisis. It was building up to that, and I thought, Barry getting infected was an interesting little twist for a little bit, having him like inside the Speed Force, it degrading there's a lot of good ideas in there. And then I felt like, even though it wasn't as interesting, like the Mirror Master stuff, I thought it was at least being framed right. And then COVID happened, and they chopped that thing to shit.
I didn't actually mind the Mirror Master situation.
I liked a lot of it.
Like, I just didn't like the fucking talking all the time, and just like that's, you did a goddamn Care Bear stare, and that's how you beat Mirror Master. And then the same thing with what do you call it, Taki no Jutsu? Like same thing with. I thought the Speed Force thing was terrible. With like, personally, I think they should have.
But they wasted it.
They should have never brought back that actress to play. Like again, for me, that's like spitting in the face of fans that emotionally cried in the first couple of seasons, or the first season with Nora, to have a middle-aged actress with this goth makeup on, running around doing. I'm like, you're just insulting the fan base.
Scarlet Witch.
I'm just like, yo, like, please just use another actress. It doesn't need to be that connected. Like, come on now.
Like, what I thought they were going to do with that, I thought it was all going to be a building for a purpose. Like, because in the comics, at least as far as I'm aware, like, it comes to a point where Barry produces the Speed Force. So, like, in
the generator,
he's the one that creates this and generates the Speed Force, and all the other speedsters siphon it off of him. And I was like, once they brought that up, and then he was somehow the Speed Force was in the real world, didn't need a host of its own. That was another thing that was confusing. They birthed these other forces, and they inhabited pre-existing people, but Nora just gets to decide what she looks like. I was like, I didn't buy any of that. I didn't understand that. But I thought at the end of it, rather than her coming around, I was like, okay, I thought it would be interesting if they had to unite, like Barry and the forces, and take her out, and then he would become the Speed Force from that point forward.
That'd be
So
interesting.
it kind of lines up with the comics, somewhat at least, because they've veered way off of that. But and then that didn't happen. They just talked her down. She's still around. Now they're just family timing in the Speed Force in their little house in the middle of heaven, wherever that is. I don't know.
They're in heaven.
Yeah. It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty.
Like, I'm just trying not to. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to hope so much of this is COVID because I want to like it.
No,
I want to like these shows because I love these characters and all that stuff.
I mean, and also elephant in the room.
I hope they'll change.
Elephant in the room. I mean, the firing of Ralph Dibny,
Hartley Sawyer.
And then they had
Hartley Sawyer. Terrible idea.
Killer Frost episode.
Dude,
Oh,
they made him like
Frost.
they made him like a Daft Punk joke.
Terrible.
The week Daft Punk broke up.
That is actually kind of funny.
That's
I didn't even realize that. I didn't even
insane timing.
Yep. I mean,
that's so funny.
It's just it's bad, man. And it's kind of, it's, again, like I said, it's just, it feels really insulting to me as a viewer, like, but as we have seen that people are interested. People, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Are maybe watching it on networks, or maybe not talking or getting into the conversation in the social media sphere that we live in.
You're right.
Might not
they
be bothered
just don't
by
take it as serious. Yeah. If I guess people just don't hold a comic, and I think this is the sad part, is like people don't hold a comic book movie, a comic book show, adapted show, to the same standards as Game of Thrones or The Crown or even The Expanse or something like that, is like, or Doctor Who, right?
Right.
So just because of the fact that it's based on a comic book, it can slack off a bit, and it can, like, even Riverdale has had garbage writing from time to time, but people get on it because of that, because there's an investment. So just people, we're holding it to a higher standard.
We've grown up around these characters. A lot of people probably were introduced to them through this show, and that's their take on it. For us, we've had multiple iterations of the character in various media. I watched the John Wesley Shipp show when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, and that's its own beast, but I enjoy those moments. So like I think the shows have a different meaning for us than maybe a lot of people that are consuming it.
Mm-hmm. All right, well,
I'll agree with that comment there. I like the guy that played Dion.
Dion,
yeah. No, that's what's crazy, is because I feel like there's like some gems of a reflection of what the show used to be. There's some gems there, and you can see certain actors are working their ass off for the to like, they're like, look, I only got a few episodes, I better make it work, and then they just
the actor that played Dion actually was in like probably one of my favorite movies ever, One Night in Miami, and like he actually killed, like he was like the best part of the forces, I think, in my opinion.
He looked like he looked like he was on the wrong show, because he was acting his ass off. He looked like he was about to do some sort of Black Lives Matter type speech. And
he was sick.
You talk to me like this?
He was great. He was great.
And that
in One Night in Miami, he was good. Yeah.
He looked like you straight out of Boys of the Hood or something like that. All right, we're gonna open up the floodgates here and take some calls.
All right,
this is the moment, guys. We've all been waiting for. You guys can call in. We have a lot of people watching right now, so you're gonna have to be quick. If you can't get in, oh well. But we're gonna take a few. We're gonna take a few calls, and we're gonna make it quick too. No pun intended, because previously, so you get one question. You guys get one question and one thing, and then I gotta drop the call after that so we can get through everybody else. So there's the link right now. Make it quick, and It is what it is. Thank you everybody for following Injustice Flash, Kingpin, Record Scratch, Dante, Flomp, Badass, all you people. Thank you for following on Twitch. And let's see. So first person in here. Here we go. Captain 10. Hello.
What's up, guys? I just want to
What's
ask,
up?
who you want for the next villain for season 8 to be?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm gonna drop the call after that, Captain. But thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate
Thanks.
it. All right, that's a good question. Who do you want for
for me, it's been the person I wanted a villain as like for the last 3. It's Eddie. It's Cobalt Blue for sure.
Okay. I personally, I don't care. I lost interest. And I just say that honestly, I just don't care anymore. So I've lost interest in even investing in anything. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
I'd like them to go that route, or maybe Red Death.
How would they do Red Death? How do you think?
See, that's another. I was just about to say, I don't even get your hopes up for shit like that, because people kept on saying, no, don't worry, man, Godspeed's coming. Like, dude, Godspeed, they're gonna mess up.
Eric
Godspeed.
Wallace kind of hinted that he might go that direction.
Red Death. Now, okay,
but
ideally,
they have Warren Christie playing Bruce Wayne, so they
no. So ideally, but see, the thing is, Red Death doesn't matter so much in the Arrowverse, because Batman doesn't matter in the Arrowverse that much. So what I will say, however, will say, yeah, thank you. I'd love to see a form of Oliver come back. Even if Steven's available, I'd love to get him back. But I'd love to see Oliver Queen come back or something in that version of Red Death.
Steven wanted, dude, with when COVID started, Steven was like hitting up Greg Berlanti to do Arrow season 9.
Damn.
He wanted to go back. But like now he was afraid of
not getting paid, because he at that point he wasn't sure if heels would get picked up. So he was kind of he was like he was like, hey, I'm not working, you have trouble getting people into Canada, maybe we could do something, because he didn't know if his next gig was going to pan out or not.
I got it. So Red Death for you, for Cobalt Blue, for Eunice, and for me, I don't really give a shit. All right, next question. Here we go. Jay King, what's up, man?
Hey, man.
What's up?
What's up? So I guess one question, right?
If make it your best, yeah.
Okay. So regardless if season 8 next season is the last season, which it definitely looks like that could be the last season potentially, unless they have more that they want to do, how would y'all want it to end? Like, how would you want them to kind of sign off on it? Some people say, Barry goes to try and stop Reverse Flash, like how the season began. How would y'all want it to go, basically?
It's a good question. I mean, I see a lot of people want him to become the lightning that struck him, and I feel like it's a little anticlimactic. I don't like that ending. I feel like, I don't know, do a Flash Museum type thing, opening the Flash Museum, like just make like have him create, like do all the things that we know in the future. Give us a Reverse Flash origin story. Give us Gideon, him creating Gideon. Give us Flash Museum. Like have that all be in the last season, and then end it some happy ending. I don't know, him or like Wally being Wally. Give us why is Wally still Kid Flash?
You can't do that on the CW, sir. Fucking Wally, yeah, but you ran into that one. No pun intended.
I mean, they could bring in the other Wally for all we know. They could bring in the other Wally, but I actually did think about that. They never did explore the whole part of Reverse Flash's origin. It's been 7 seasons, and we still.
Yeah.
What the?
Yep.
What was that all about?
Go ahead. Go on.
I was saying it's been 7 seasons and we still actually haven't explored why he became Reverse Flash. And thinking about that now, we actually haven't done that yet.
I mean, knowing Eric Wallace, he loves to pull out a Rebirth. If he's gonna do a Reverse Flash's origin and pulls out a Rebirth, I'd rather them not, because Rebirth did revamp a lot of Eobard's origin and made it really freaking weird, to the point where like Eobard becomes a Flash because Barry lied to him in like the weirdest way, and it was like such a like childish thing.
I do have to agree that was weird. If he did do it, I hope that he would have a better reason for him hating him. Like keep most of it, but have a better reason.
Exactly. Like let's give him the reason that he was always jealous of the Flash. He fucking tortured Barry in his child. Like there's comic panels of Reverse Flash,
like pushing him over as a kid,
pushing Barry down the stairs as a kid, deflating his soccer ball, like fucking his life up in the most funniest way possible. And like, if they just, I don't know. I hope they do it the pre-rebirth way, as opposed to the rebirth way. That's what I hope.
Poor Jay King, for this entire season and last, it's very hard for him to be a Red Dreaded Nation fan, a fan of mine.
It's not hard to be a fan of the Red Dreaded
It's
Nation.
hard for him. It's hard for him to join every
with the flashes on.
Every Tuesday, Wednesday? No, sorry. Yeah, every Tuesday night for him, it's a constant stream of 70-something people just hating on the Flash. We're all hate watching, and he's the sole person that's like, "Well, I like this show, but I'm just gonna be quiet here." He's just watching it. Jay King, for you this season, I want to know your honest opinions on this season.
Okay.
This season.
Well, honestly, when it comes to the season, I have to look at it from like, okay, yeah, it's another season, but I have to bring in all these factors of, there's a lot of things like I know a lot of people don't want to bring up COVID because it seems like a lame excuse at this point, especially with it being more than a year since we've been dealing with it. But there still are a lot of restrictions that they are not allowed to do, and probably a lot of stuff they couldn't do because of those restrictions. Hell, the first 3 episodes of this season had to be dedicated to finishing off last season because they got cut off at a bad time. And so
I'd like to argue that I think the first 3 episodes are like better than the entire season, though. I think so.
You mean that Care Bear stare thing, the Mirror Master? Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, I did like
they beat him with the power of love. But okay.
I mean, I actually do agree. It probably should have gone a different route with how they ended it, but I did like most of the Mirror Master stuff. Wasn't my favorite part. Actually, no, the Force arc wasn't like, okay. In opinion, I'm mixed with this season. I don't hate it, but there are points that I don't agree with it. Again, the whole first 3 episodes, that's season 6 for me. Even if that is the first 3 episodes of season 7, that's still technically season 6. And maybe that's why it felt cluttered. Because again, this season was always going to be pushed to like a tight end. Because again, they had to spend 3 episodes finishing off last season, which meant they didn't have much time to develop as much as they wanted with the Force arc, nor the Godspeed arc. And again, the Godspeed arc was only 4 episodes because they had to spend some time on Mirror Mistress and that point on the family. I do think
it sounds like an excuse because with what episodes they did, and then what did we get out of those 4 episodes? It didn't seem like there was much to nothing. And on top of that, they spent 3 or 4 episodes of super filler on the other stuff.
Yeah, so Jay King's doing
those I didn't really care for that much.
Jay King's doing what like I used to do for the last couple seasons. Like I used to always look for like stuff like that to like give it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. But like Jay King, you're bringing up a lot of good points, but also there's like a rebuttal to every single point. You're saying that COVID was the main reason, but like, dude, they had a year locked in their houses to fix this season. So like it's a lot. I know COVID definitely stopped them. Like even like Keenan Lonsdale could have been in the show because of COVID. But then again, why did that attribute to like Speed Force Nora and Iris being there? Like I like Iris having speed. I mean, like obviously Iris's entire story this season. Iris, like I feel like the main reason why I love Barry and Iris is how different they were. It's because Iris was a reporter. It's like Superman and Lois. You got Clark and Lois. Clearly 2 entirely different people, but they're always like they're always going to meet in the middle, always. But like with Iris and Barry, for some reason they're trying to make them so similar, like giving Iris Speed Force powers, giving like it just doesn't make sense. I don't like how connected they are in terms of their abilities because I feel like that gives them little room to breathe.
Why did Iris get the powers back? Because reasons? Like, is it because she's got Barry's sperm inside of her, or what?
That was my guess.
I'm actually being very serious because Nora was like something Speed Force, and she looks at Nora. She looks at Iris and she's like, even a little bit of Speed Force in you, and I'm
to
like,
go back to
oh,
the
I
forces
think that's
too.
because of that whole episode back in like I think season 4 where she had various powers that maybe there was like a link, like probably but just like a little bit still left in her, which maybe even explained, you know, the whole basically finale of season 6 where she was able to basically generate the whole spear in a way Harrison couldn't. Which okay, I will agree. Making Iris almost on par with Barry is a bit weird. I get it. She's his lightning rod, just like how, again, she'll always be the one to bring him back. That's always been a thing, and I don't disagree with that at all. But
exactly, yes.
Getting it to that, I'm fine with it if it was like an alternate reality version of Iris, but like main Iris that we've been seeing for the last 7 seasons, yeah, that definitely is weird. That definitely is weird. But overall thoughts on the season. Given everything that they've had to go to in order for this show to even happen this season, which it couldn't have, like even with, you know, things being lifted and, you know, vaccines and whatever. Again, there's probably a lot that they probably wanted to do. There's probably a lot that they, again, had to just make for time in order to still get episodes out when they could. Again, I'm not trying to make too many excuses for this.
I get you.
Season five will always be the season I did not like the most. I mean, I like the stuff with Nora, but Cicada and that shit just.
All right, so you enjoyed it. So you liked it, and you're mixed on it, but you're here for the long run, right? You want more.
I'm basically trying to play devil's advocate, where it's like, okay, I understand where people are falling off on this show. And I understand why some people are still on it. I'm just going to see how it pans out and see how I feel about it at the end of the day. Okay. I don't really care if many people don't like it or if there's a lot of people that still do like it. All I'm caring about, okay, at the end of the day, what am I getting out of it? Am I still enjoying it? And even if I'm not enjoying it, can I still at least keep it to myself to still watch this show? And at the end of the day, not everything works for me, but I can still watch it because I still care about these characters. And I'm still hoping that even if it seems stupid to hope, I'm still hoping that at some point before they end it, and like Omni, I'm definitely hoping they end it on their own terms rather than being canceled.
Well, they're not going anywhere.
I'm hoping.
They're not getting canceled.
Things get better.
I'm right there with you, J King. Everything you said.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
Later.
I haven't lost all hope
yet.
Made of
Speed Force be with you.
Nice.
It's kind of funny. We actually haven't talked about it that much about the whole lightsaber thing. Yo, I was mad. I was so mad because I was hyped. I was ready for that shit when Godspeed did. Like I thought it was the turning point of the whole show for me. I'm like, sorry. You guys can't hear it, but thank you for the hosting, Primal Pablo. The Inspector Gadget theme song played. Anyways, when Godspeed did that shit and he brought it down and Reverse Flash music was playing, I was like, we're finally getting back to what's dope about this show. And he spun that shit around. I'm like, it reminded me of when Zoom grabbed the lightning bolt in season 2. I was ready. I was like, finally, the show is back, and then these motherfuckers. It was just bad, man. I was so mad, and it's not the idea that they did it. It's the fact that they did it without any. They did it now without any sort of inkling that they could have done it in the past. True. And the way they did it was bad too. It was just like, that's the thing. Godspeed is a brand new speedster, and based upon everything he was doing, it looked like it could build up. But where the hell does both Reverse Flash and the Flash both get off doing? It just grew. Reverse Flash didn't even shake his hand or anything. They just grew something. I'm like, what? Like that. Somebody made a good point. Was like, look. If Barry and Eobard ran somewhere, grabbed a metal pole or something, it charged it with energy, Speed Force energy, then it's kind of a little more believable. But it was just like, they literally pulled that shit out of nowhere. So It was annoying.
I can fan theory this all I need to make it work, but
Yeah, I mean,
it needed setup is what it needed if they were going to do that at all. I honestly though I was completely caught off guard with the fact we just had a lightsaber fight in the Flash of all things. I was impressed that it was not a bad fight for what it was. The choreography wasn't all that bad. I would have expected it to be pretty. I would have expected it to be really bad, but
yeah, no, the choreography was dope,
actually pretty good.
But it
also
made
no sense.
Yeah, it just made me have flashbacks of the Danielle directed episode, I believe. No, sorry, the the laser tag with Rob Zombie thing. It's like, yeah, it was shot well. It was kind of a cool scene, but it had no business being in the Flash. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. So you can take your homages to other shit and throw that shit out the window.
I like your idea, like Barry having like the shield or something like that. Having him be the defense and maybe Thawne be the attack or something.
Yeah, or just something like look, Thawne. It's easy enough for me to believe that Thawne can vibrate his hand to make some kind of force weapon or something like that. So he pew, pew. But Barry, we've never seen him ever pull some shit off like that. So the best I can imagine is, since he's done this sort of tornado things in the past, he could vibrate enough that it actually kind of blocks it or whatever, or uses force energy to make kind of like an energy shield, and he blocks, gets his punches and blocks, gets it, and then it would have been just kind of cooler to see them fight that way, where they need to actually dodge this onslaught of Darth Godspeed, where they're blocking it, and you see it in slow motion where they're blocking it, get a punch in his stomach or whatever. But the shit that they were doing just had no business being on a Flash show.
So I mean, I thought what they were going to do. I thought what they were going to do was that it was going to be like a lightning rod situation. So in the comics, each Flash has their own lightning rod. Barry has Iris, Wally has Linda, and Eobard doesn't have a family. He doesn't have anyone he loves, so he doesn't have anyone. A lightning rod is supposed to pull you back from the Speed Force. Like that's what it's used for. Someone as who's always there for you and who can pull you through anything. Obviously, they had somebody, and Eobard never had anybody, so he made a spear, and that's gonna always be like his lightning rod. So I always thought that I remember seeing stuff on Twitter before I saw the episode. I was like, oh shit, there's a lightsaber fight. I was like, oh cool, they're doing Eobard's lightning rod, and then. Well, they didn't do Eobard's lightning rod, and they just the lightsaber fight. So
it was just I'm just so mad, because at that moment I was like, this is dope, dude. It was great directing. They did a pull down, Godspeed spun it around. I'm like, yo, okay, let's go. But whatever, man. Bart throwing a ninja star was cool. What do you guys think about that, real quick?
It was cool, but I feel like
Speed Force projectiles.
I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased towards anything Jordan does. I loved anything that he did because he was just so good. I liked him a lot.
I'd buy that too, because he showed earlier in the season that he's been a lot of his character and a lot of what Nora has been dealing with is how he likes to experiment with his powers.
Yeah.
And, with the Speed Force phasing through Godspeed, I could buy, she used a whip in that same scene. So I'm like, well, I buy that they could do that, but I feel like this is Barry still way beyond where they would have been. So we needed some kind of hint build up to him just pulling out something of his own. If they had just had a line of just him being inspired by their creativity with their powers, and what he's been doing with it is just running.
Just mention Wally. Mention Wally, because he did that. Remember that Lotus Flower?
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
I don't know why.
Jay Kung Lao Jay with that slow ass hat.
I don't care. That shit was
slow
fire.
Ass hat it was in Flash time. That's my fan theory.
I don't care. I loved it.
No, I was like, it looked slow because it was in Flash time.
See, I'm thinking.
Like, come on, man.
Because I thought the same thing when Nora whipped them. I was like, how'd they not dodge that whip? That was a slow ass whip.
Right?
It's like what was that episode where Barry was stuck in the lasso thing and like what's that giant girl name and like he was just stuck like this. I'm like, what are you doing, Barry?
Yeah.
Phase.
Oh, right.
You remember that thing that Ubar taught you in season 1?
Yeah. All right, let's go for it. Go ahead.
The biggest offense of this season is just like the need to
Execution?
dumb Barry down for the plot to happen. Because every time, know, when they're just like, what? Why are they making Barry the idiot again? He's been through this 10 times now.
Why do they always do it? All right, let's go to another one. DC fanboy. What's up, man?
What's up, man? I mean, for the Flash, you know, like I've been tired of it for a long time. So I guess the only thing I could ask you is, I guess they talked about what they want to do for the series finale when this show eventually ends. They talked about how they want to make it with Reverse Flash versus Flash one last time. You know, like Tom Cavanaugh, maybe they said as a Reverse Flash, and they have like one last fight, and like that's how the show ends. Or I guess as like a climax.
Yeah.
Would you still be interested in that? And I feel like they set it up and at the end of season 7 with that like interaction about how he's finally faster than him and now he wants to be faster again. So they're setting that up as like he'll come back for like one last fight. Are you still interested in that?
That's a good question, or that's a good point. Yeah, I agree. I feel like if he does come at this point now, if the way they set that up, if Reverse Flash comes back, let that be the final time, and make it a very overarching situation. Let's have it the second half of the entire season or something like that.
Legit make it, if it's the last season, legit make it what Arrow did, 10 episodes, and do it like that. End it with a bang.
Yeah.
Just
that's a good idea.
What Younityy said, man. We still haven't explored Thawne's origins,
that's a good point.
Hatred, and we all know that, especially with Crisis, we didn't get that promised fight between the two. That's still something a lot of us, I'm sure, at least want to see. If they go out, if we know we're getting a final season, spend so much of that on Thawne and that relationship, the core of it, like you said, like that dynamic. He created the Flash and have it come back to Barry finally coming out of the shadow of that. And you don't have to, like you said, I was like, the lightning rod thing would be not a very satisfying thing, I think, from like a TV viewer standpoint. Hell, even in the comics, it wasn't all that satisfying to me because I'm not a fan of time paradoxes.
Yeah.
But just coming down, like you said, build the Flash Museum, have them finally be in a place where Barry is that future Barry, the one that has got all the experience. He's finally got all the know-how. Hell, you can end it with them opening the Flash Museum. It could be the moment that Nora and
Impulse.
I'm blanking right now. Impulse are both born. Like, have it just end with them being like raising the kids or something like that. A little like nice little white picket fence kind of ending to send them off into
that Eobard origin has so much potential because you could bring back Matt Letcher, who wants to come back and who has said that he's never been called. And he says, if you have Tom he's such a nice person too, because he was like, if you have Tom Cavanaugh, even if I was the writer, I'd be using Tom Cavanaugh. I love Matt Letcher. He's such a humble guy. I feel like bring him back because it does not make sense how Tom is still.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. As much as I love
season 4.
Yeah, as much as I love Tom, like I feel like we've seen him so much, and at this point, we've already seen Matt.
Yeah.
Like we know that Tom's not his real face, and there's like time and time and again they have to explain this is why he looks like Tom.
Exactly. Like, ever since like season 4, because like the last time we saw Matt was season 3, and like I want to see Matt again because that's his face, that's Eobard's face. And like I guess they used Tom's face because like that's the face of the guy that killed Barry's mom technically because that's what he was wearing. I mean, like he knows him as Harrison Wells.
It just saves money. That's mainly why Tom Cavanaugh is there, so it always saves money. But now that Tom's gone, I'm saying for the last season, utilize their budget by not spending it on so many series regulars, and bring.
Wait. Actually, but that's a good question. Was it technically speaking? I mean, it was all blurry and shit, anyways, but. Technically, would it be Matt or Tom who killed Barry's mom?
Well, I remember in season
Matt.
4 the
It would be
crossover,
Matt, right?
yeah, on Crisis on Earth X, he said like, "Do you like my face, Barry?" I made it.
That's
like,
a whole
that's
different thing,
face.
though. Yeah.
Oh, I guess. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
that's a whole different thing. But if I remember, if I recall season 1, he comes out the portal and that's Matt, and he's like, "Where the hell am I?"
Yeah.
But then he goes and kills Barry's mom, right? Or
yeah. It's
Matt.
Matt.
I'm so confused now.
What is that?
I thought that was like, if I could be remembering it completely wrong, but like after he killed his mom, he was trying to run back to the future, but he had exhausted his speed. That he was trapped there,
And then he took care of someone's body, right?
and then he killed.
Okay, so it is Matt. So
It's Matt's
basically, it is Matt. Yeah, it's Matt that killed.
Oh, I guess what they mean is like he knows him as that guy because he mentored him in that face. I guess.
That's mainly what
I
it
get
was.
that.
Yeah.
I guess.
I
but-
get
Just
that.
like taunting Barry because it was the father figure he didn't have at that point.
Yes.
Right. Story wise, yeah, but contractually, it's just they need saving money. But I completely agree with Eunice. It's like if they're like, we don't need Tom around anymore. If they're gonna really tell the true Reverse Flash story, you got to bring back Matt and give him his origin story and all that, and that'd be kind of cool because then he doesn't have to be connected to anybody else on the show, and you can just be doing his own. The same reason they should have done. Instead of the Allegra episode, the Cecile episode, they should have dedicated at least 2 episodes to Impulse and Nora in the future fighting Godspeed, and then at the end it ends with them needing to go to the present like that. That would have just kind of been cool.
It would have been cool.
Because I feel like we still never really got to even know Godspeed. Like we still don't know.
No, we didn't.
On his heart at all.
His best performance. He was so interesting in the first 20 minutes of that season finale, and then I'm like, well, now we're not going to see him anymore after this episode because something's going to happen. And I'm like, dude, you should have started with this. Like, this was great.
The actor was really good.
He was
Here comes
really,
Eric
he was
again.
the perfect casting. It was great. And then he started talking Punjabi.
It was Punjabi, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, let's go, dude.
Here comes Mr. Eric again, being like, this might not be the last you see Godspeed. Now he's got a real
whatever. Whatever. You do like to party. Real quick, because I know DC Fanboy was asking me on Instagram.
Oh, you saw my message?
I did. What do you guys think about the Batgirl casting?
Oh, hell yeah. Bro, listen, I really enjoyed it mainly because, not mainly, well, obviously I'm sure she deserved the role because there was a lot of people auditioning for that were more experienced than her, and she got the role. So it's like, dude, she's a Dominican born in the Bronx. Me being,
I'm excited for that.
I live in the Bronx. I'm in the Bronx right now. So like, it's really cool seeing someone from my hometown being fucking Batgirl. That's crazy. And
Well,
like,
let me tell you this.
He's your Miles Morales.
it's so dope.
But let me tell you this, though, if you don't mind me interrupting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, so listen. So you know this Batgirl movie and this Blue Beetle movie, and you know they're Latino characters. You know, so
I know what you're gonna say.
Warner Brothers. Why are you putting them straight to HBO Max and not in theaters?
Same with Static Shock. Static Shock is going to be a movie in HBO Max. And I'm like, why are you guys doing that? These 3 characters have so much potential on the big screen.
Exactly,
So
like
much potential.
Like literally, Blue Beetle. Like I love Blue Beetle. Like I'm Hispanic. Like I'm Latina, so like I relate to him so much. And this just like they're just putting him straight to HBO Max, like as a movie. Like I don't see like why.
But to be fair, at the same time, DC isn't doing a lot with their movies regardless. Like they're not putting a lot on the big screen at this moment, regardless.
All right, but that's the point though. Like why?
I feel like Blue Beetle would be like
because
the one
well, first and foremost, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, I think DC and Warner Brothers are just very hesitant right now to do any sort of DC related movies right now.
Like I said, but it all of that circles back. They're hesitant, so what they're gonna do is risk their POC characters and just play with that and see how it works. And I hate how they're doing that.
I get what you're saying, but it's like the only thing that they can't their safe bet is like, let's just keep focusing on our legacy characters and rehash because that seems to be the only thing that's working right now, money wise.
Well, I feel like, it's actually the new stuff that's like working more because like Shazam, everybody loves Shazam, and that was like a big risk. And you see like the Snyder stuff, like Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, like the stuff in the beginning. That's what people were like dislike, and it's like the new stuff everyone's more excited for, like Shazam and all that. Like, so I feel like Blue Beetle would be like that. Like it's a different type of movie.
I feel
Like,
like
in
Shazam
comics,
was even like a bigger risk than
I mean, yeah,
Way.
it's like a
Batgirl
lesser
or
known
whatever, and
character.
they took
Way
that
bigger.
risk on the big
Batgirl,
screen.
yeah, Batgirl has potential, especially since she's a Latina black Batgirl. Like, that could like do numbers in the box office. So I'm confused.
I mean,
Jaime Reyes,
I
the
know what
first
you guys are
Hispanic-led-
saying. I know what you guys are saying, but I also kind of know a lot of WB's thought process and mentality is like they don't like unknowns. They want almost guaranteed hits, basically. When it comes to the big screen, they're like, look, The Rock. They don't care who The Rock was playing. They don't give a shit about Black Adam.
Yeah.
But it's The Rock, so they're like, yo, let's make it happen.
I get
They don't care about the Batman. Well, they know the Batman's going to sell, but they still know, look, we need a well-known, a good director. We need somebody that makes this work. Same thing with Ben Affleck. They're like, look, we like the Batman, but we want someone popular to sell it before. They don't believe the character itself will sell alone. It's an old school mentality, but they think it's the actors and the directors that are bringing people to see the movies. So that's just the way WB has always worked. So,
And let's be honest, they don't like minorities.
That too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, look what's happening with Godzilla vs. Kong and Snyder Cut. I mean, who got cut out the movie the most?
Isaac Gonzalez and Ray Fisher. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
I mean, I don't know. I will not confirm or deny.
I'm not trying to
that.
get in trouble. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say
like-
that on your stream.
No, it's not. I don't think it's necessary because at the same time, why is WB also trying to make a black Superman?
Because it wants to hide what they did with Ray Fisher. They announced that directly, like legit days after.
That was a reactory.
Straight up. Straight up.
Fair enough.
Straight
All
up.
right. I want to get back on the Flash here.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to
fanboy,
do that.
thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to hear your quick thoughts on that. But yeah, thank you.
DC
Later, man.
fanboy, DM me, by the way. I'll answer your DM. I want to have a conversation with you.
Oh wait, what's your Instagram then?
Unity with 2 Y's at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Younityy with 2 Y's.
Yes.
All right, I'll definitely.
Younityy. Yeah.
All right, then take care, guys. Have a good stream.
Later.
All right, man. Later.
Bye.
All
Bam.
right. Yeah, there you go. If you guys want to follow Younityy, you can make sure you check them out over here. Yeah, and then we're gonna also get you a link. Oh, actually, that's fine. I'll just link it. That's the easiest way to do it. And then I think I need to put in Omni1Media's as well. Is Canada Graphs in here? Ah, this guy. This guy. Oh my God. The guy who I'm so glad. Hold on. I'm trying to get us back in the chat. There you go. I'm so glad I don't follow him on Patreon or anything like that, because if I like that Star Wars thing, because he had it up there. He took photos of everybody with the green
Yeah, but his
sticks.
patrons, man, they I knew that Tom was coming like weeks ago.
Really?
It was
Yeah.
they shared that shit on Twitter.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Everybody
had no idea.
DM'd that to me. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, God damn it.
So that's the good thing about not caring anymore about the show, that people will stop sending you stuff.
Because I knew
like,
Jordan was coming before they officially posted it, because I saw like the set photos and all that stuff. And this is just me posting my own stuff. And
Right.
it's not your fault, Canada. It's not your fault. It's the unrulies that support you.
I mean, it's like whatever. I mean, like, look. I mean, I'll
But
never
it's
forget.
whatever.
I'll never
Honestly,
forget the day Eunice messaged me about Nora Allen and shit, and he like legit told me everything during Crisis on it was Crisis on
Earth X.
Earth X, and I'm like, damn, who is this girl? All right, and then Eunice was like, oh well, that's probably Barry's daughter from the future, Nora Allen, and so I'm like up here just talking about it, and people are like, that's not Nora Allen, you dumb shit. For people are like, that's Don Allen, blah blah blah, that's Don Allen, and then people are like, for somebody with the name Comics Plus, you sure don't know a lot about comics. And then the moment he said that shit on screen, I screen capped everybody that was talking that mess. My name's Nora. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. I was so mad about that shit. Anyway.
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
But
I mean, actually, real quick, what do you guys
John.
think about that? What do you the impulse being changed to Barry and Iris's son, not grandson?
That's the least of my problems with Impulse's like character as a whole. Because-
I honestly could care less.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like I think the cool part in the comics about Impulse was that he's half Thawne, half Allen. Because his mom is Melanie Thawne, who is a descendant of Eobard, and then his dad is Don Allen, the son of Barry Allen. So like that was the cool part. But like I knew they weren't gonna do that in the show, so I don't mind. I just wish they just kept literally everything about his character comic accurate, but they didn't. Like
Fair enough.
yeah.
I got you. All right, let's next one. Here we go. Kyle, hi.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I'll give my overall thoughts of The Flash season 7, and then I'll give you guys a question. Is that good?
That's fine.
Okay, so overall, I will say that like you have to understand that this show is like my life, and essentially, like, I mean, look at this. Like, what happened was like when this show premiered, like I was like a huge fan of Arrow, but then like when this show premiered, like all my friends, like this is all we were talking about, and it was like the social circles because I was in high school when the show premiered, so like. This was like the high school social circle all about The Flash. And now none of my friends watch this show.
I'm the last one too.
They all gave up. And I'm still like, up until this past episode, I was like, you know, like this show, it's had its ups and downs. This season's definitely, in my opinion, the worst. But like, it wasn't until last night, especially the last like 10 minutes, right when we got to the lightsaber battle, I shut off. Like that ending of that show, like I can now understand how people felt when they saw like The Last Jedi or when they saw Game of Thrones.
Ironically, The Last Jedi, right? Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah.
And like, I can understand the anger because as a fan of this show from the beginning, I don't know what I watched last night, and I was so outraged by it that like I had to cool off for like 10 or so minutes until I could fully enjoy Superman and Lois again.
What was the problem? What was the overall point? Why were you so outraged?
So I was outraged mainly because of Reverse Flash. The Reverse Flash thing really rubbed me the wrong way because to me, when they announced that Tom Cavanaugh was leaving, I thought that was a really sad thing to hear because like Reverse Flash for me, like especially his version, because we love Matt's, but for me, his version and that mentorship he had with Cisco and Barry was like the highlight of the entire series. And like when they had, you know, him and Barry talking, especially in like season 1, like that was where it was at its peak. And like for me, season 5 is one of my favorite seasons because he came back as Reverse Flash and Tom Cavanaugh did a great job. And I just love this dynamic between him and Nora. But then we have this season and he's gone and Reverse Flash returns. I'm like, same with Akasan's like reaction, like, oh snap, Reverse Flash is here. And like, you get so excited, but then it's like, wait, why is he even here? Because like, we haven't seen Reverse Flash for the past, I don't know, season and a half or something. Like we haven't seen him, I think, since
The Exorcism of Harrison Wells, I think.
It was season 6.
Yeah, you're right. When he turned into Red Mist, yeah.
And like it just felt so like rushed, so out of nowhere. It felt like, okay, Tom Cavanaugh's leaving, let's give him like a nice little send-off. But then they give him this send-off, which is a lightsaber battle, like of powers that we've never seen displayed before in The Flash. Like this is just after we see Godspeed like do an Iron Man, and he just shoots out into the sky. And I'm
so
like,
your main upset, you're just upset because they underutilized, or they poorly wrote the Reverse Flash into the show for the sake of whatever.
It felt like they were just like ending the show, and on top of the Cisco thing, because like Cisco has that big farewell episode, and then
they brought him back, right?
Then he's in these. It just feels like to me like, why do you even say these characters are leaving if they're still there, and then why do you treat them like they're being rushed away? Because I just felt like it wasn't given the proper, respect and like these characters deserve.
So pacing, story writing, overall, you just felt you were upset with the performance.
Yeah, it just felt completely rushed to me. And
okay.
Not to mention like the rest of the season with like, the whole like Force, was it Force Quest? Is that what it's
Force
called?
Family, whatever.
Force
Yeah,
Family,
the
like
Force
that
War.
thing.
Yeah.
And I think if you had that at the end, I think that may have been better, because
Okay.
if you had the ending with Godspeed, I just thought was so rushed. 4 episodes of like character development.
What's
just-
your? Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the question.
Yes, so my question is, what do you think this show can do, like, for next season to fix itself? Because right now there are a lot of issues with this show, but do you think there's anything, for me personally, I think they need to cut the whole, like, half-season arcs where we have, like, Force Quest and then Godspeed, Blood Work, and then Miramar arc. Like, I like the whole, like, main villain throughout the season.
I don't think it's that. I think you just need to get new writers, and by the looks of it, that's not happening because Eric Wallace said that they're getting the same writers for this season to be writing season 8. I think you need a clean slate. That's what you need. You need some
Yep.
people that have never been on this show ever, and you need them to write these episodes because it needs. And see, a lot of what I think the show is trying to do is bring back the season 1 vibes. Like that's all they keep doing. They said they want to go back, and I'm like, no, stop doing that. You can never replicate it. Stop. Be something else. You just get new writers and try to do an entirely different thing. And I don't see that happening, sadly.
I would say on my side, like, because I don't really care, but I would say stop writing a family drama, stop writing a human drama, and get back to writing a comic book adaptation without the pep talks all the time, because it gets redundant and it's boring. And trim down the cast. We don't need so many people on the show. You don't need all these side stories to the point where nobody cares about Killer Frost anymore.
And they don't even connect to the main story.
Exactly. And that's a whole nother problem. Joe didn't need his own side story. Cecile definitely didn't need a side story. All these extra stories, it just makes no point anymore. Just get back to a core fundamental and make people feel like there's some imminent danger. We only felt that in the season finale, and that was it. So there was just nothing at stake anymore, and you don't feel like there's any sort of investment. So yeah, so it kind of goes along the same lines with what Eunice is saying is like better writing, new writers. Remember, you're not trying to do a family drama sort of show. And because at the end of the day, most people, well, at least the fans, the comic book fans don't care about that stuff. The way I've always looked at it is if this was a comic book, would I read it? And the answer is no, because there ain't shit going on. And that's the thing I've always looked at it is like, if it's a comic book, if this script was a graphic novel, would I pick it up? And of course not, because every panel would just be people talking about their feelings and about how you're not going to let the team down. Team Flash is here doing what exactly? So that's my thing. Omni?
I'm going to second you on the cast thing because I feel like they just weigh things down. And they don't need full episodes dedicated to them. Like before, there's a lot of efficiency with our characters. Like before, when we had like a little bit smaller of a cast, like they would have their side plots, their own stories, but there would always be something that either ties that back around or has a loop in. Like they're not utilizing their A and B plots efficiently anymore. They effectively dedicated 2-3 whole episodes to what could have just been a B plot while the main plot is happening, and kept things going, because we were kind of shafted on Godspeed for being just 4 episodes, and we still don't know, like even the August Heart that we got wasn't him. He didn't have his memories. He wasn't actually the villain until the final episode. So like there was not an emotional attachment to getting him out of the way, aside from
Exactly.
like
We should have got
best
a flashback. We should have got a flashback of Godspeed, like
yeah.
who he is, like where'd he come from, like
Even killing Jay, like that's like anything to have some
they had-
emotional attachment.
And they had Wesley Shipp there too, so it's not like they could not have filmed that. He was there on set filming
Like
this.
I
So they
said,
could have
they,
just done
they
that.
really could have done it. Like they, instead of those other filler episodes, we really should have. And you brought in Impulse and Nora. I'm like, look, 2 episodes in the future would have been great to have seen
Mhm.
something like that. But whatever. All right, Kyle, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. As always. Later.
Bye.
Oh my god. Yeah. When it starts to sink in, I'm just like, what are they doing, dude? All right, next we got 2 more here. Cecile fucking that. Okay, no. All right, Arachnid, what's up?
What's up, man? How's it going?
We're all right,
What's up?
man. What's going on?
Yeah. But I was just just watching the stream and everything. So technically, I was gonna ask, like, if you guys were the showrunners of the show, like, what would you want to happen in the show? And I mean, it kind of got answered in like just with Kyle and everything. So I mean, but like, if y'all still like had something else to say about that, like, what would y'all like want to, like, if y'all could write this as your own interpretation of the Flash? Let's say like start season 4 garbage. Let's start there. Where would you like after the starting of season 4? Where would you like take that
Interesting.
after season 3?
After season
Godspeed.
after season 3?
After season 3, when Barry won the Speed Force, like, where would you take that?
Oh, see, and honestly, that's where it all fucked up because
I know. Yeah.
Easily, but like that after that, the Speed Force storm, that should have easily been August Hart right there. August Hart after the Speed Force storm, because that's how he got his powers in the comics. So like you have the Speed Force storm of season 3. You start season 4 off with, I don't know what, Barry's disappeared, right? So let's say August Hart is like now filling in for Barry in his forensics lab in CSI and not CSI and CCPD. I mean, like, let's say that, like, you have August Hart straight up just filling in for Barry as a forensic scientist, because in the comics he's Barry's, I'm pretty sure he's like Barry's lab assistant, if I'm not mistaken. And
he's Barry's lab assistant in the comics.
Like, and plus, isn't Julian Dorn, he left too? So like, you could have easily, like, bro, CCPD is short 2 forensic scientists.
Exactly.
Bring in someone else.
And like
August Hart.
Like, when season 3, the finale of it happened, when the Speed Force storm happened, I'm like, oh snap, we're gonna get Godspeed. And then it happened 2 seasons later with the whole Nora flashback episode. I'm like, okay, but like, where exactly is this going? And then I was, I watched the episode of Godspeed, just like where he was the season 6 premiere. I'm just like, so that happened, and it took us all the way to get to this point to get a 4 episode just of whatever we got. And I'm just like, and Akasan made a great point saying earlier in like one of his videos, just the finale video of the Flash, saying like, if they were gonna do this right, why not make it to where he's gonna be the main focus point, and just like everything to where all the other things doesn't matter, and like just Godspeed is that focal point to where, because like just like Younityy said just a little bit ago, we never really got any real emotional attachment to the character at all whatsoever. So it's just like he's just a empty void of a character. Like there's nothing there. He's just like, oh, I'm a villain. I'm Godspeed. It's
very cliche. It's very cliche.
Bad.
Yeah, it looked like Power Rangers. Motherfucker looked like Lord Zed in his throne, and it's like, so Barry. And the problem I have is that was the fucking dopest part of the show. Was like, it looked corny as hell, but it worked really well because that dude had a great performance, and I'm like, yo, I'm actually feeling this dude. He seems like a goddamn threat. And then at the same time, I'm like, oh, and this is also the season finale, which means we're not going to see shit anymore after that. It's like, wow, you blew it. And like, just on a side note, I wanted to say, I would also bring sexy back. And I know it's going to sound pseudo like sexist or whatever. Just bring back the sexy. There was kind of a masculinity, kind of alpha male sort of writing, and I understand why.
What do you mean? In what sense?
Just in the sense that, women were looking fine as hell in the first couple of seasons.
They
The
still
story-
are. I don't. What you watching, Aku?
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I'm
no.
not gonna lie. I have to agree with Younityy on that one. Like, I see Candace Patton on the show, and like she still looks good, man. I'm just like, but no, like I can
No.
understand. No, but I can.
there's a certain. What I'm trying to say is like that. Like they started going not necessarily woke, but the moment that they fired Andrew Cressenberg, they started just really pushing more of a like a very, I don't want to say feministic point of view, but a very strong like let's make everything very like equal and same, and like I don't know exactly the point I'm trying to say, but there is a certain edge like that is found in comic books, like very, when you think of a Jim Lee drawing, it's very sexy and very like vivid or whatever, but then
it doesn't hold back. It doesn't.
All of that just kind of
Saying
censored.
like a fear of like being like femininity or sexual, like potentially making people look good. Like
Yeah, exactly, like that. Like
they're really showing like a specific kind of female character and deviating away from the other.
Correct. That's what I'm trying to say.
So
like
we really just seeing like one thing.
Right.
Exactly. So they kind of took all of that away, but then at the same time, we're gonna have episodes of Chillbane taking off his shirt for no fucking reason. I'm like, yo, well, give us something for the dudes. Like that's
I thought that was weird.
It's so.
I'm not
weird,
gonna
dude.
lie. I cringed throughout this whole season, and like many other people who are probably watching this stream. I was a day one. I was literally in 8th grade when the show first premiered, and just like going through this.
No, I mean seriously. No. Also think about, because like even in the first couple seasons, we had Iris rolling around in her underwear with Eddie and shit in bed.
That's true. That's true.
And you're like, shit, nice. And like we're like all of that shit. There was things with Caitlin Frost taking her clothes off and shit. Every once, like Barry was changing her, like just little things like that.
I truly like. I mean, now that you bring it up, like I
Felicity,
do think
her clothes were on fire, and she took the clothes like I know it sounds bad to say that, but that's also the little things like that. I kind of like, it was kind of like cool, like
it had maturity
sure
to where we have now.
You know?
Everything's like comic booky, and it's not really mature anymore. There's no like weight to anything. It's just like it's just you go episode to episode, and you're like, oh, okay, this happened. All right. No, move on. You know, no way to anything. Just
it's like yes, Barry and Iris are banging, and I'm not saying we need to see that, but the only reason they're actually banging is to procreate, not really like they're just trying to get their freak on. And I'm just like, I don't know. I guess that's the point I'm kind of trying to make, is like it's like everything's so like clean and like meh now, like
right,
safe.
Right.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah,
CW don't want me writing for them.
I mean, honestly, I feel like I've always thought of like, what if like we were actually given a chance to write it? Like, would ours actually be better? Like,
I'm gonna say no. Yeah, see, I'm with Omni1Media. Like, we can sit here and critique in hindsight all we want, but at the end of the day, I honestly can say I cannot write a better show at this point. So, you know,
that's fair,
bro.
That's fair.
If I had a year in a panty with like, bro, I was in a panty locked in my fucking house for a whole year, son. I'm writing the greatest season of all time.
Man,
hashtag Younityy for Flash 8. Flash S8 Younityy.
Yep. It's like, I don't know, like maybe sure I won't write it, but bro, if you give me a year with like 2 of my friends writing this, I feel like we could do something.
Bro, you know what? That's the challenge right there. Like look, you got a month, bro. You got a month, and then we're gonna start that's gonna be the new trend. Hashtag
bro.
The Flash season 8 is about to get a
if Eric Wallace hit me up and said, yo, you have a month to write a season, I'm doing it.
Yo,
I'm doing it.
But
I'm just saying, look, like stranger things have happened, man. You really could, if you write a pitch and then submit it, and like you just never know, man. You never know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how I
very true.
would ever submit it. I don't have that much of a connect. But like,
What
I
are you
do.
talking, dude? You literally have a 115 plus followers, 1,000
Sure.
that can
Yeah.
get you. It's like, look, here's my Flash script. Hashtag Younityy for S8 or something.
I think I've done something similar for Cobalt Blue, where it was like a pitch, not like a whole script, but like it was a pitch as for the character.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm just
yeah,
saying.
maybe.
Look, I'm just saying, because if you put it out there, it very, very much reminds me of that one dude, High Top, who wrote a different version of the Martha
Yeah.
scene, and he fixed it. He actually fixed it. He made it make sense. So
It was good.
Right.
I'm just saying. Anyways, all right, Arachnid, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you,
no
bro.
problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome, man. Later. Okay, we got one more, and then y'all want to talk to Canada Graphs as well? We can end it on him.
I have to leave in like at, I think 5 minutes. It's 12:15.
Okay, let's get Ada real quick. Yeah.
For sure.
Ada, what's up, man?
What's up? I'm good. The thing is, I'm the last person here, and everything I have wanted to talk about has been talked about. So,
as that happens, yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, but I just thought I would give in my 2 cents about the Flash, because I vividly remember the first time I was like 5 years old. I was watching Justice League Unlimited, and the Flash ending scene in that. I don't know why, for whatever reason, but that was a scene that stuck with me. Wally getting pulled into the Speed Force and all of that. And
Oh,
as
yeah,
I grew
okay.
up, I was I don't know, maybe subconsciously or things like that. I was a physics nerd, and I was in 7th grade, and I was the one motherfucker who got my entire class on the Flash. I was like, "Yo, man, we've been studying this shit in the books for so long. This is a show. There are actual physicists there." And I remember, for comic fans, it was one thing, but the season 1 finale of Flash, the black hole, like these 8, 9 graders who think we can do very big thing in physics. The Flash was like my gospel, my Bible. I was like, I if I would have been, I think, the biggest fan of Flash, because for me it was two kind of perspectives. It was my academic the kind of stuff, and comics as well. Now I'm in
Okay.
university, and I've just for the fun of it, I've taken a couple of film screenwriting courses, and my God, after those courses, I see the Flash season, and I cannot watch it for more like 10 minutes, because I just start picking up on various things. Because one of the problems that this is one that I was like sitting in class, and our professor told us about a problem that is it's a writing problem that happens with every superhero character. And he told us that part of the reason, the very generic superhero trope is that your hero starts at a lower level, then he has to work his way up. So
Okay.
season 1, season 2, we remember like we were being fed everything. And season 1's one of the greatest scene was Harrison Well talking to Barry, like
Right.
when he was to face through the first. And this is just one scene that piece of dialogue that is stuck with me, is when Diggle showed up in Flash episode, and Cecile had a very, very stupidly written line, which was like, "Oh yeah, you were
Well,
hot."
Cecile is a walking plot,
Yeah,
moving the
but
plot
yeah.
forward. I think Eunice said it the best. She's just, her power is convenience. That's it. Yeah.
What is her power? You can't tell me.
Yeah.
She makes the plot move. That's what her power is. That's why Joe can never cheat. That Joe was thinking about it. He totally wanted to bang that meta
Kramer,
chick, whatever. Yeah, Kramer, whatever. That was the only. He was like, yeah, I want to hit that, but he knows he can't because Joe, what the fuck? Like, yeah. So, all right, Ada. So, Ada, are you ready for? Do you want more Flash, or do you want this? Do you want to end it, or what?
Yeah, you see, the thing is, as a fan of the character Flash, I want this season to have a fucking, best ever written finale. But as the CW, as for everything that works in CW, I'm like, do the same treatment as Arrow, make it a limited episode, have
Okay.
a good plot, And finally, I used to be very hard, I used to be like very stubborn about, I have to pay off the newspaper, the newspaper clippings from
Oh,
season
right,
one.
right, right,
Right
right.
now, I'm like everyone is expecting that, and I think part of the reason with Flash is that they started doing things that people were expecting. And
Okay.
so and again, this is a whole thing in writing. When you actually sit to write down, you have to think like, again, like if you would only do what people expect you to do, then it's not going to hit hard with the audiences. Like we have been watching the Flash show for 7 years, right? Any
Okay,
new power.
so in short, because I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap this one up,
Yeah,
but
I can understand.
you're basically saying that you don't have faith that they can continue the show, but you rather them just wrap it up now because it's out of control, right? The writing
Yeah,
and such.
because I can't stand any further abuse of the character.
Damn. So this shit is in a coma, and it's time to just pull the plug. Okay, Ada, I appreciate it. Man.
Yeah, brought up a good point that
thank you, man. Later.
I
Thank
actually
you so much for
have
having
thought
me.
about was like he mentioned like properly building your character up over time, like starting them at a low and then building them up. I feel like the power scaling for Barry, as much as we like
that happens,
the first 3 seasons were obviously the strongest, that he got to multiverse and time travel really quick. And I feel like after you hit that point, it's just like a lot of your problems after that, it's just like,
you're right.
Why can't he stop it? Because he's already done this.
So, and so people will disagree with me on this shit, but that's one of the reasons that's one of the problems I had with one of many problems I had with the Snyder Cut was, the Flash is already going back in time. Like this dude, this dude pulled off one of his biggest moves in his first appearance of what was going to be the first appearance. It's like there's no going back after that. So then he does all this, but then we're already going to be expecting him to be that level of power in his first debut movie. You see what I'm saying? So that power scaling is like, once you go that far, it's really hard to be like, well, dude, Barry, I saw you literally go back in time. How did you get knocked out by this person? So yeah, I get it.
Anytime you fail, you got a reset button on your team.
Right.
There's absolutely no reason why Flash should struggle with fighting villains when he just did what he did to Reverse Flash in the last episode.
Exactly, but they're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way. So I got Canada graphs here. Younityy, you need to.
I need to hop off. I have work in the morning. It's 12:30 a.m. But this was very fun. Canada.
I will be right back if that's
yeah.
It was nice talking with you guys. Canada.
You guys make sure you subscribe to you follow Younityy on Instagram. It was good to get this conversation going. Sorry, I had an interview with the Times earlier, so that's why. And then I'm gonna link up Omni1Media in a second. You guys want to say? You guys talk though, right?
Yeah. Right? I'm pretty sure I have.
Canada graphs.
Hello.
Yeah, you guys have talked before, right? No?
Only through Instagram, maybe, or
interesting.
We've never engaged any other way.
Oh, okay, cool. So. All right, well, thanks, Younityy.
This is kind of a group of people that I've interacted with in one form or another. Like I've connected with Omni, on like his live chats on YouTube. Obviously, you when you were here and through here. So it's kind of like a social media gathering corner.
Hell yeah. Which is dope.
For the Flash brings us together. All right, Younityy, Eunice, thank you so much, man. I'll see you next crisis. I stuck that in. All right, Canada graphs. What's up, man? You're the last of you're the last of us, man. You literally are the last of the Flash fans here. Through thick and thin, you stick, and you literally know everything that's going to happen in the show, and you still enjoy it, which is crazy to me.
See, here's the thing, though, is I don't go into it as a comic book fan expecting certain things. I just go into it going, show me something entertaining, and that episode, I mean, there was some dumb moments in it. I mean, the song, the 3-minute long song, I could do without. Chester and Allegra pep talk I could do without. One or two other small details. Honestly, the first 20 minutes, I kind of was just phasing in and out, kind of being like, all right, when are we going to get to the big battles? Because obviously I'd been on set. I'd seen the three-way battle, so I knew we had stuff coming. And
did you know it was going to be Star Wars style? Did you
Huh?
know it was going to be lightsabers? Because I know you just saw them fighting with green sticks.
Yeah, well, I didn't know exactly what they were using. So on set, they had big long sticks, like big wooden sticks, wrapped in green screen.
Green, right.
So I knew it was something. I just didn't know what it was going to be. And I'd seen some people in like Twitter and stuff like that theorize lightning, but I didn't know for certain. Like all I knew is they put in 2 nights into that fight. Like that wasn't something they just knocked off in an evening. It was a 2-night fight.
Wow.
So I expected it to be big and impressive. And yet, was it dumb when you think of the fact they're speedsters and they should be doing it at fast speed? Sure, but it was still entertaining. You know, that's all I want from the show. I want to be entertained. I don't need it to be comic book accurate. I don't need it to. I understand writing a superhero show. You're going to trip over your old, canon. You're gonna at some point say something or do something that people are going to be like, yeah, but you did this in the past. It's a superhero show. You can't, it's not real life. You know, you're going to trip over the things you've already set up in the past. So I don't expect them to be perfect. All I want is entertainment. It entertained. Now, there was that first 20 minutes was a little slow for me. And like I said, that song in the renewal vow thing, did not want it. Did not need it. If it was like 30, 45 seconds long, if they'd done a condensed version, maybe I wouldn't be so hard on it. But that was 3 minutes of screen time they used up on that.
I mean, but dude, what the hell else are they gonna do based on this particular season? What else were they going to do? Like, I was like, why did they even need to do this renewal situation? When was there ever like a need?
Okay, I will. You know, like you've talked to me. You know, I'm not exactly the biggest Candace or Iris or West Allen fan. I will be fair and say that particular fandom kind of was owed this because Felicity and Oliver screwed over their
okay.
Yeah.
Like they never got anything. At least on Arrow, right after Arrow had that crossover. Remember they had their little party right after it for their wedding. So they got something. Whereas Iris and Barry got nothing. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that duo, but I will give it to them and be like, they kind of were owed something, you know.
That's the only reason.
It's just like I still feel like it's like why now though?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I get they had like a good reason.
Why are you fitting it in right at the end of your season?
Yeah,
like they
for me personally, I felt like they could have done that at the end of the Mirror Master thing because I felt like they were away for so long, so maybe this was like the reuniting, like that's a good time. But this one was like, hey, you know, I was just thinking, okay, let's dedicate the last 20 minutes to this wild idea we just came up with.
That's what I was going to say, man.
You want to know why I think it kind of makes sense now, though, is because you have their kids there. You have like, I mean, I guess really only their kids. I was going to say Jay, but he's not actually his dad. Like the kids were there, so it might have been like the closest thing to all of their family they'll ever have in one spot. So maybe that like got to Barry, and he's like, "This is the best time."
It's just
it definitely
weird.
makes it a bigger moment than it would have been, but I agree. Like I feel like narratively, it would have made the most sense having been separated and him been tricked, and then Iris being trapped in this other universe by herself, going crazy in the trauma. That would have made sense to like do it right there. But I see the flip side of that too, where you have a bigger moment because you can have all these other characters there witnessing it. As opposed to just your main cast. But I feel like that's like flair over the substance in that
Which
point.
Let's be honest, they don't really care about substance on a day-to-day basis.
This is true. I mean, like I still like you. I still like Eunice's idea. Like if that renewal vows would have been earned really well if Eddie came back as Cobalt Blue or something, because their relationship is actually tested. And then if it was Iris's idea, not really Barry's so much, like that would have been kind of cool. Like, all right, I see Iris is really in it to win it with this one. And because sometimes I really don't feel like Iris is that invested in the marriage, if that makes sense, or like the idea of it. Like, I know she wanted to get married, but in this relationship, it always seems like Barry seems to be the one like fighting to keep it all together type of deal. I don't know. That's from
Well,
my observation.
If you play it back all the way back to Eddie, it just, you know, Iris has always been on Barry's radar in that way. And
Right.
if you going,
Correct.
with what you're saying, it does kind of feel like retroactively, like if you're going back through it, like it's just like, okay, Eddie would make sense, like Eunice was saying, as like a strong counterpoint to the strength of their current relationship, because at the time, if you look back at it now, it almost kind of, you can perceive it, and I can understand if somebody interpreting Iris going after Barry as just like oh well, Eddie's out of the way, so like then Barry can step in. So it's like, had Eddie still been around, would she have ever ended up with Barry in that way?
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, the only time I actually saw some sort of dedicated interest was the Iris that got erased out of time during the tsunami situation, because that was the only time I actually felt like Iris actually loved Barry like strongly, and I'm like, oh shit, they're like that. I was like, and then delete that one. Now it just seems like she's just kind of on board, like she's like a work partner, like she's like, yeah, we are. She literally is the Flash. We are the Flash, you know.
That still happened in season 1, right?
Yep. Gosh, that's why
that goes back to the power
real, dude. It all felt real back then. Like even the moment when Harrison Well or Eobard, you know, we didn't know who he was at that moment, but it was just like Eobard or Harrison Wells was like, please do not tell me anything that happened in the future. But he's like, but Barry looked like he really needed to explain. And then to see Harrison Wells explain, wait, maybe we did know he was Eobard by that point. I'm not sure. I think we did. Maybe, but there was basically a scene where Barry was just like I don't know what to do, because me and Iris were supposed to love each other. She confessed, and now she thinks I'm crazy. And he's like, please don't tell me any more about the future. But he's like, all right. And to see, I think it was Harrison Wells explain, or Eobard explain about love and relationships and feelings and emotions. I was like, this is a really good scene. Okay, the audience did know. Okay, the audience knew. Yeah,
because I was like,
he killed Cisco already.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, I feel like because that rewind of the tsunami is what brought Cisco back, because he had just
right. Okay, so we just learned about it. Yeah. Got it.
Gosh, it's been so long since I've seen season
But
1.
was that before or after he beat his own ass up? I'm talking about Reverse Flash. You know how he beat the shit out of himself.
Right. Oh, gosh, that's
right.
So good, though. Yeah, I can't remember,
because then we it was a Christmas episode, and you know, he opens it up and he's like, "Merry Christmas." You're like, "Oh shit, what?" This raises more questions. This was before. Okay, no, after. See, we all don't know. Everybody's giving different answers. It's before. It's after. All right, Canada Graphs. Do you have any questions for us or so? Okay, he's frozen in time, like the Flash. Oh, there you go. Hello. He's back. He's out. He's in and out. Oh, he explained to Sis. Okay, so yeah, it happened. You're right. Thank you. Good. Barry is.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're good. All right. Any questions, dude? Canada. No, you're in and out, man. You are in and out. You are fine for it's that Canadian internet, dude. What the hell, dude? What the hell? All right, we gotta go, bro.
Apparently my phone is telling me it's hot.
Yeah, you're in flash time. Okay, so question. Do you have a question? No?
Am I still working?
It's just coming in and out.
I hear you, but
yeah, your audio is cutting in and out.
Any question? Any question?
I don't know. No, not really. I was just mostly catching up with you guys, and I heard the one thing at the start of before you guys got into your like 3-minute little conversation there. One thought I had about the timing of having this renewal. There was a lot of question on whether Candace signed this season for season 8. I wonder if that had something to do with why they jammed it in right there, because maybe after everything had happened with the 3 episodes, she just jetted off without really giving them any warning. They kind of were thinking like, we might not have her next season. We need to wrap this part of the story.
No, I think you're right. I think it felt like it was kind of closure.
Now too.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it was kind of closure. And there was no hint for season 8, so like it felt like it was kind of closure to the point where they can essentially write Iris off the show. Like she gets her send away, kind of like what Felicity got. She gets her send away, and then Barry's just gonna be fucking talking to a ghost all season. Next season, you know, like, hey Iris, I love you too. Like, what the heck? Possibly.
Those phone scenes were not written very well either.
Oh my god.
That was so on the fly. Like they were given almost no time to redo that script. So you know, you work with what you have.
You guys, make sure you check out Canada Graphs. Make sure you check him out on Twitter here or on Instagram. And he has a Patreon if you want to basically be ruined and spoiled for the Flash. Make sure you follow him, and you can see all the behind the scenes stuff.
Such bad reactions. He's always looking at my stuff, and he's always knows what's coming up. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I knew that."
There you go. Yeah. Candace Patton's #1 fan, Canada Graphs. Make sure you follow him for more. He just has all the photos of her. Like there's a whole bathroom like dedicated to like these candid shots of Candace, bra and panties. Yeah, you look like you're in a safe house right now, Canada. What's up? You're on location right now. When's the next time you're gonna be film? Like when are they coming back for filming?
For the Flash, August 16th.
Are you serious? Damn, I feel bad. I feel bad.
It was originally like I had people on the crew tell me July, and then even Grant in an interview told the interviewer July, and so I'd heard a couple other people say August. I'm like, it's not going to be August. If it is, it'll be like August 2nd. And the latest I said was like maybe August 9th. It's August 16th, which is like very late. Which also is really kind of might be screwing them up a bit for that crossover they're doing, because Legends and Batwoman are now full on into their show. If they were only in the early stages, maybe they could work some schedules around a little more, but they're now full on into their show. Supergirl will be wrapped by then, and they'll be 2 weeks removed from there. So Melissa's not sticking around for 2 weeks to do a one-day shoot. So I wonder if they knew going ahead that they might be shooting themselves in the foot with this, or if it was a scheduling thing on the other end, or maybe they need that to get like a Stargirl or somebody else to come in. I don't know.
So are you saying, so how long has the main cast, how long have they been back home for a while now? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. So that shoot that I did that you showed earlier, the finale shoot,
right?
They had about another 3 to 5 days of shooting after that. So whenever that was, I forgot when that was. It's been that long since I shot it.
Okay, so it's been a while. It's been a few months. So they've been back home for a few months now. Yeah.
Well, most of them. Grant did a movie here right after that. It only wrapped like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
So he's actually stayed here most of the time, and I think a lot of that's because his wife was pregnant, so he was, not wanting to like move around and have to maybe move them back and all that.
I thought he didn't want to go back.
I don't know all
his kids. Oh my God. The way you described it, he's like, oh shit, she's pregnant, staying away. Yes, okay. Okay.
Well, he took her over to the island, so like.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Like I know when you were here, you wanted to go over there to the island,
right.
To that Queen Mansion, but they were basically filming over in that area.
Okay.
Like I don't know if Omni ever got there while he was here, but like Vancouver Island, they were filming over there.
No, I never got to go out that way.
Oh, yeah. Omni, you wanna team up? That's how we do.
Vancouver that he could have flown here on a day's notice if he was needed for something, but instead he just took everything over there.
Omni, you and I, I'm gonna read my most popular video of the last year or something like that was when I went to Vancouver and took photos of all the famous locations. You wanna do round 2?
Dude, hell yeah.
Part 2. All right, let's do it. Like I
now there's
definitely want to
like
go to.
way more that I can add to it too, because like I've wanted to do that since like the X-Files wrapped.
Really?
That was like my favorite show back in the day, and now there's
I'm
just
down
all
with
this
that.
going on, so there's like even more to add to that list.
Yeah, some of those X-Files locations have clearly been renovated by now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
By the way, so actually, Canada Graph. So I was kind of thinking about this. So over by it's Rogers Stadiums, it's Star Labs, right?
Yep.
Is that okay? So Rogers Stadium,
Star Labs.
Yeah. So, but hold on. So what I wanted to ask you was, so remember when we walked over to the part where Superman had the black book in the Elseworlds crossover?
Yep.
Was there a bridge there?
Yep.
Because in the finale, the Godspeeds were fighting on.
Yeah,
was
it's on that bridge, except further
that's the
down
same bridge, right? Okay.
That's the same bridge that's
we
on
walked on.
much further back. That fight was further down the bridge. The where we're fighting is actually the same place where the Mirakuru army back in Arrow.
Right.
That's that same bridge.
Mhm.
They use that like it's kind of the only downtown bridge we have. So they use it anytime they need a scene like that. Like Arrow's used it, Flash has used it, Supergirl's used it, Batwoman's used it. Like it's kind of the only bridge that you can do that. You know.
Where was the Godspeed Star Wars fight?
That was like the big.
That was at Science World. I don't think we got there.
Okay, we never got there. Okay,
far from work, but we never walked that direction because nothing else had ever filmed there until then. Like nothing of note.
Okay,
so we
I'm
never
just
got
curious.
over that.
I'm thinking about what different parts. Hopefully, we can break into the Church of Godspeed.
If you look in like your total package of videos that you shot from that day, you probably have Science World in the background at some point when we are shooting at BC Place across the street. It would have been in the background in the distance. You would see it. It just looks like a big golf ball.
All right, I never went over there, but like I remember passing that thing a bunch.
Yeah,
Akasan and Omni1Media, round 2. We're breaking into the Church of Godspeed, and we're going to take all these crazy photos. Like,
well, the Church of Godspeed's right downtown. We walked past that at some point.
I remember. Yeah, I remember last time I really wanted to go to the Church of Nazis, but it was torn down. Or remember the Crisis on Earth X? Yeah. We tried. You're right.
It's done now.
Oh, it's done. So it's still around. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So,
I'm going back. I'm totally going back to that. That was
renovating it, like cleaning it and making it look nice.
Right. Well, awesome, dude. All right, Canada Graphs, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right. Have a good time, both of you.
Later, man.
Talk to you later, man.
See you next crisis. Yeah, there you go. So, all right, we are done, guys, for today. It was really, really fun. It's interesting. I may not like the show, but it's definitely fun talking with people about it. I guess that's the best way I can put it. I'm not wasting my time editing these shows because I think, in my opinion, I think the pacing is terrible and all that. But discussing them, that's fun. That's fun for me, I guess. Yeah.
I like the communal aspect of it at the end of the day.
Exactly. Am I watching the Olympics? I am in the Olympics. I'm right here, man. I'm running. I'm being track and field. Run, Aka, run. Like that, man. Yeah, exactly. So what I have noticed over the years, as the Flash seasons have wrapped up or whatever, it's become less of talking about the show, like the actual story of the show, and has just been talking about, and specifically this season finale, I've noticed that all we've ever really done this particular time is just talked about how bad the show is, or pointing out some of the bad points about it. So that does bring worry a little bit, is we're not actually talking about the story itself because there wasn't much to go off of, where previous seasons you're just like, man, what's gonna happen next? What do you think's gonna happen? Like, oh man, it was really cool when they did this.
I haven't felt that since Blood Work.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it is what it is, man. But yeah, hashtag speed for sperm, that's like, and but what I will say is the thing that I do like is the fact that, we're not necessarily bashing any particular character. Like, I think we can all agree that certain characters don't need to be on the show as much as they are, but it's not an Iris hate situation. I personally I think her work with Mirror Master was actually the only good point of that particular arc. That there was some strong stuff there, but
and what I like too is that they finally got her back to being a journalist.
Yes.
And focused on that. And again, this season we kind of abandoned that already.
Two steps forward, 2 steps back.
They even like lingered on her PTSD of the Mirrorverse, which I was like, okay, can we explore that more this season? And it's like one episode they mention it once with Kramer and then never again.
Yeah, what the hell happened to the Citizen? Did the Citizen just get abolished because the Asian chick is gone, Allegra's doing whatever, and then Iris what?
Yeah, I don't know. Like Allegra still referenced being part of Team Citizen, but they hadn't done anything for the paper since the Mirror Mistress stuff ended, the Mirror Monarch, whatever.
Oh wow.
Like it's just like, and then there's like half the scenes this is like Allegra just lives at Star Labs for some reason. Like she's just there when it's like what
I noticed that too. Yeah. Like when she was talking to Chester, I'm like, why are you in the Citizen? Are you living there? Like, are you squatting, Allegra?
You want to be left alone because your cousin just died, but you're not at your work. You're at everybody else's place of work. Are you just living in the lounge? Because we had those few episodes where they didn't even acknowledge they had a lounge, but Joe had just been sleeping there for a few days. And then they're like, and then suddenly the lounge became a set.
Yep. He's like, I've been in here forever, man. I'm like, Joe, where are you going then? Like, oh my God. What is this? Star Labs has a hotel attached to it in real life. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Because there's
doesn't have a hole in it.
There's a hotel next to Rogers. Yeah, there's a hotel right next to Rogers thing. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't utilized the pizza place that is next to Rogers Stadium, because that place is good as hell, man. I'm really surprised they didn't turn that into Jitters 2.0 or something like that. It is what it is. All right, Omni1Media, what can if people tune into your channel, what can they expect now?
Well, I'm still reacting to Superman and Lois as that is going on. Everything coming out from Disney Plus, Marvel wise, I'm covering, and Star Wars. So I've still got Bad Batch. What If starts in like 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe, man. Fall's going to be a little busy once Supergirl, Stargirl, Titans, Doom Patrol, and then all these Marvel shows come in. I'm gonna be busy.
The Marvel shows just kill everything. Like,
dude.
Like the only reason I was even able to do a reaction to a short reaction to the Flash was because of the fact that I didn't have to worry about Loki, actually. And,
I was so happy to have a week where I didn't have to like wake up at 3 a.m.
That's true.
Shoot and edit 3 shows.
No, I just chose one, and I think I chose wisely. Loki,
I went for the full gambit. I was like, I can sleep after work.
Right. That's a good point. Here you guys go. You guys can make sure you subscribe to my dude here. There's also Rick and Morty incels, baby. Oh my God. So yeah, Joe has a kid. It'll be interesting. Well, it was a pleasure, man. I will see you next crisis. But it was definitely cool to talk to you, man.
I really appreciate you bringing me on.
Yeah, no, man, it was no problem. It's hard to find somebody that still watches The Flash and still reacts to it. On top of that,
when it's bad, you can get some good, as you saw with your stream. You can get some fun stuff out of the bad. I just try my best to be optimistic still. naive as it may be, that
Yeah.
abusive, toxic relationship with DC we both have.
You like it. You like it. You
I like the
just,
pain a little bit.
I'm just a sucker for pain. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Take
All
it
right,
easy.
later. Bye. And then there was I. All right, my friends. That is it, man. So I didn't take as many calls as I could this time because it just, I knew it was going to get overloaded, and the main point was I just wanted to focus on these influencers. Oh, is Blind Wave's reaction out? I gotta see it. I gotta see what they're thinking about. Let me sorry. I really, because they're the a pinnacle Star Wars fans, so I really want to know what they what they thought about it and such. So that's a whole nother thing. But all right, so it's about 2 o'clock. I'm really debating because I want to go back to Miles Morales. I also want to see Blind Wave's reaction. Omni. Yeah. I think he's gone. Yeah, I'm gonna kick him from the studio. I think he's just chilling in the He's just chilling in the lobby, just like watching me. Okay, he's out of the studio. All right. I kicked him out. All right, here we go. Let's should we just do a reaction to a reaction right here, right now? Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it right now. Hold on. I was all prepared to get on out of here and YouTube. Because if I put it on YouTube, it's just gonna be like whatever. All right, hold on. Blind Wave. I'm just gonna skim straight to what Daddy likes to meddle. All right, just a moment. How do I do this? There we go. Oh, hey, that works pretty good. What? That's all right. StreamYard reacception. All right, here we go. So over here, but I'm looking. That doesn't work. Okay, we'll figure it out. You guys can hear it, right? Oh, this works. All right. All right, this is actually I kind of want to see the fight. All right, let's just go the whole reaction. Let's just watch the whole reaction. Wait, hold on. Love Blind Wave. Fuck it from the beginning. This right here. You can't hear it? Can you hear this? Could you hear that Suicide Squad sound?
He was taken though.
How about that?
Right. They took him. They took Jay.
No, I thought we saved him.
Could you hear that? Okay, we're good. All right.
I thought they took him.
They did. I thought we saved him.
Did we? Yeah, we got him at the end.
I
of the
need
third
3.
quarter. He was like, let's do something, and then Cisco came out.
He said, let's raise some heck.
Yeah, let's raise some heck.
Or something like that.
And then heck was raised by Cisco instead.
Yes.
I think I'm going to give myself an ear infection.
Yeah, that's about it. We had a poll last time. By the end of the finale, do you think August Hart will be ultimately good or bad? The interesting thing about this poll is I just don't know this guy enough to really have a guess.
I don't know.
There we go.
Dip says bad. That's the comment.
That's it.
Beebo!
Are they still fighting on that damn car? Okay, action. Jeez.
Once again, they're just fighting in regular speed, but everybody else is running around and they have lightning and stuff. What's going on?
That's the show.
Oh, Flash. I'm the living god of speed. The one.
I've never heard that before.
You have no choice.
Actually, quite like the actor. As
Yep.
much as I kind of knew him before now. You know?
Yep.
We'd better come up with another idea. A big one. Not a big one. A fast one.
Huh? I like it. What?
What do you come up with?
Fast.
Make him fast? Give him speed? Make him good? I don't know.
I don't know fast.
I'm talking.
For all their speed, our opponents, no matter how fast they are, cannot run a force of nature.
Hi.
Aha, the speed force.
Big Nora.
Big
It's
Nora.
so good to see you. Yeah. Which is why, whether you're already a full speedster,
I'm gonna go down. I'm still gonna go on the record. This was the worst idea to bring this actress back to be the Speed Force. Whatever though.
or have just a spark of speed force inside of you, I'm going to give you all a boost.
Is Iris gonna speed up?
That is if everyone's okay with that.
She's gonna speed everyone up?
If you have a spark.
Well, Iris has been
yeah.
speedy before.
Yes.
Shui.
That works.
He's so good at the slide in.
Yeah.
I'm back. Bart. Hi. Uncle Jay. You're here.
Uncle. That's new. Yeah, I kind of like it.
All right.
He gives me unending pleasure to see him in this show.
Yep.
Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I agree.
I don't know why, but it
I know why.
felt more emotional than I expected it to be for the Uncle Jay part.
Yeah. You know, I'm also thinking about something I just want to say while I'm watching it. It's funny because it also reminds me of this makes me think about Loki a lot. I think when you're in the moment, I think some shows work better live, and when you're in the moment and you're expecting, like, they're done really well and they're very reactionable. Does that make sense? They're very reactionable. And The Flash used to be very reactionable, right? So, but then when you actually, but when you're Loki, in some sense, I think also failed in that same situation where it's like, as a reaction, you're just kind of waiting for something to have that climax moment, thumbnail moment or whatever. But, you know, it didn't really end up like that, right? The Flash, just watching it now after talking with you guys, after almost 3 hours and everything, going back and rewatching it now while I'm watching Blind Wave watch it, it's better. Does that make sense? A very shortened version of it, because they're obviously picking the best scenes. It feels better. It feels more on par. But that whole 40 minutes of it was terrible. It was like atrocious to get through. But it just seems like kind of cool. Like just seeing that scene right there and watching them watch it was like, you know, this isn't so bad. And I guess in hindsight, our retrospectiveness, a highlighted version of it doesn't seem so bad. All right.
Fucking Iris got her speed too.
Thank you.
Still fighting on this bridge.
What is it? What is he doing?
Right down, we go back.
Powers. Yeah. What? What? Is that how they got out of there so fast?
Why does she have Godspeed power? It's Godspeed lightning. What the fuck just happened? How many speed stars are there?
Looking for me?
Hey, shit, Logan. Everyone stop fighting.
Kill the adversary.
Oh, damn, man.
Nora's there too, sweet.
And it's like her and her daughter have like the same outfit. This is cool. Oh, ninja stars!
Ninja shurikens!
That's cool.
Speed shurikens.
A whip.
You got the whip. She did the whip last time.
Whip. I got different.
Everybody's powers.
Yeah, I want to see like everyone do something different.
Fuck! She vanished.
Throw your hat. Oh, throw your hat! Like Raiden. Ah!
There you go. Kung Lao.
That was like just a ridiculous idea, and I'm so glad they did it.
Yeah.
They definitely make it better. They make the scenes better.
And the tornado thing.
It's like putties. Oh!
Hang on.
Oh, hey, cool. Hang on to your buttons.
Yes.
Nah, that scene still looks dumb.
This is the part where you fall down.
Oh no! Well, that ain't working again.
Isn't there some way we can speed that up a little?
There is, but Mom and Dad won't change their minds.
We already did. We're gonna give August organic speed.
Seems strange given to his demand.
Good luck.
I don't know if he'll be able to fight it, if there'll be like two guys inside his head kind of thing, or what.
August, no! Sorry, Cecile. Turns out I like being a bad guy.
Stay here.
Absolutely not.
Your mother and I have a plan.
Plan.
I kind of like that plan.
What do you need me to do?
The house in heaven.
Concentrate.
Does she have more control over him now that he's got organic speed?
I don't know.
Dad, you're dead. Dad!
No.
I know what I said. I know what I said.
Now, we just
He's
met.
such a good actor.
You got no
Both of
reason
them.
to listen to me, but we both know Barry, right? And if he says to stand down no matter what, he has a reason.
We need it. We
He had a
definitely
plan.
need. Yeah, we need.
It's
Bring
time
him
to take our
back,
hats
both of
off.
them.
Okay.
Nice.
That was like season 1 fills right there.
Oh! Who's red?
Wait, is that?
Is it Kramer? Reverse? It's in reverse flash. What?
Save the dawn.
What?
You're back because of us.
I'd be ready to help you take down a psychopath.
Nora brought.
This is the plan.
They brought him
Oh my
back.
gosh.
Keep them working together.
You can't kill a god!
Whoa, here's a lightning sword.
Oh, I see what their editors are doing,
That's
so
what
it doesn't
he's
get copyrighted.
Are they gonna create lightning swords too?
Oh
Have a
my
lightning sword
god.
battle. Son of a bitch, Aaron!
Lightsabers, Eric.
Look at them! Big proud too. Hey, look at this, man!
Okay, I really kind of like this. Oh,
This is crazy.
damn that chest thing.
Oh, yes, damn the lightning!
Shit figured. Like Flash one thing that Iron Heights.
Come on, Han Solo reference? No, nothing? Huh.
Could have killed him.
I'm surprised.
Wasn't that the plan?
I'm surprised.
I'm only gonna say this once.
No duel of the fates?
Why you still can't?
And I'm just getting started.
Wait, is he going so fast? Oh!
It looks so good right there.
I got faster. Didn't you?
Son of a bitch.
I will.
Hey, go get him. You can get him easy.
Damn, he got away. Hey, let him go.
He said run, right?
Yeah, while you can. Then he attacked. That's too late, Eric.
Godspeed has no
Huh.
limits. Thawne, his one limit is he can't let anyone else kill me. That's why he turned on me the first chance he got.
But, Dad, Thawne's still out there.
Marrying you was the best decision I ever made.
Well, I agree.
And even though we're husband and wife, you never really got the wedding you deserved. These past few days, when
Yeah, because the fucking Nazis. No, but then they
married it with Oliver.
Yeah, they crashed the wedding.
Iris,
Oh, that's why.
will you renew your vows and remarry me?
I think like I didn't actually hear Barry say that. You never got the wedding you really wanted, right? I was still too busy cackling over that Star Wars shit. So I guess that kind of explains it. And I was like, the moment he started talking, I'm like, oh, here comes the fucking renewal thing. But he says it in that moment. Okay, well, whatever.
Oh, we going third ceremony, bro.
Yes. Adam was right. I should
You're
have
right.
died in that bombing, but I didn't.
Because
And
she
neither did
absorbed
he,
his
because
immortality?
He has
Yeah, this
immortal
is just
healing powers.
the rest of this
And so did
story
I,
is stupid.
when I absolutely
Maybe I'm
needed
gonna
them.
stop.
Turns out I can mimic the abilities of any meta in close proximity, which sounds insane. But it's real.
Okay.
Do not say his name. Frost, I know he lied to me and totally bailed. I hate weddings. Technically, this is okay, fine. A renewal ceremony.
He's gone. They broke up. We haven't had him 3 episodes, Aaron.
I love
Oh, really? Is that what happened?
and weddings.
No more Chillbane.
Good to know.
Everyone, oh man.
I didn't even care. I was just like, whatever.
Oh, is he
I'm
gonna
so
sing?
tuned out of the
Yeah.
the detailed story.
I mean, everybody in this room's a singer. Guy's a great singer. Doesn't this feel weird? Why? I don't know. It just seems strange.
Yep, out of place. This was funny.
No. That's how you use it.
He really is the best part.
My fellow Earthlings. Am I forgetting something?
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe that's the way I should edit.
Yes, do the thing.
If I ever did the CW stuff again, just crop it all weird.
Oh yeah.
Is that how you get away with it?
10 minutes was worth that moment.
I'm gonna have to agree. That's it.
Interesting. No tease for next season. All right.
Oh, Aaron's been working out.
I thought it was a pretty good finale. I mean, I don't love the season, but I like the finale.
All right, cool. Aaron's actually been working on it. That does remind me that Blind Wave. I don't know if it's still there since Shane left or resigned, but they have a whole sauna and gym. Not a full gym, but they have some form of gym in there in the Wave Cave, which would actually be great if I return, if I go back to Ohio. I've been thinking about it. Like, I don't know what I would do, but I wonder if theoretically, I'm not saying I haven't really talked to him about it or anything, but could I stay in the Wave Cave for or even in Ohio for like a week or something? I could still do my reactions from the Blind Wave studio. I could still do my other work, right? And then the gym is right there. Their kind of gym, if they haven't taken it down. They have like a guest room. That's where I slept last time for like a day or two. Refrigerator, everything. And nobody lives there in the Wave Cave. So, anyways, that's just a thought. No, they're real cool people. They're real cool people. You don't really like the crop screen as much, but I mean, it's other than that, or you put in a transparency, you know what I mean? So yeah, make it like Snyder, right? What happened to the Superman and Lois reaction? I did it. It's on Patreon, I think. No, sorry. I don't think I uploaded it yet on Patreon. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah. No, they're cool people. Yeah, Blind Wave's really cool. But you know, that's also kind of the benefit. That's always going to be the benefit of doing group reactions, honestly. Like them, the normies, there's always some form of, it's just so much better when you have people to work around. But you know, there's nothing I can do about that. It is only I am on an island of my own doing the reactions. But it is what it is, man. You know? So will they not be on YouTube? Nah. Lonely man. And the main reason because of that is unfortunately they just the CW shows do not perform well enough. So it's not really worth my money. Like Superman and Lois just especially at that time when it first came out, it's competing against Loki. And as Omni1Media just said, you're trying to edit like 3 shows. It just doesn't work like that. And you guys know me. Like, if I actually, if I actually like edit, if I actually do a reaction, I think I do a little bit more than others do. You know, like different edits, a little, like I put a lot of input into it just to make it very transformative, because that's by nature, I just want to make it something more than just a simple cut or whatever, right? So it just doesn't really, it's not really worth my time to spend 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours on a editing, going through the copyright claims, asking Warner Brothers to lift the claim, then get it something claimed where I don't get any money, and then in the end, even if it does get monetized, it ends up being $7. It's just not worth it. And then further down the line, just to hear people complaining like, man, you just sit there. If you don't really look like you're enjoying it, you're not really paying attention. And it's just like, okay, there's no point for it. And so Superman and Lois just isn't really strong enough to yeah, basically that's basically it. I really enjoy the show as watching it, but it's not really that much of a reactionable show. There's not really like big moments that happen that are good for watching highlights, if that makes sense. It's a lot of talking, which still works fine is good watching it as a show, but it just doesn't really mean there's not really a lot to do. The best I can do is probably the finale when that happens, because then we're hoping there'll be some sort of big impact or whatever, you know? So it's completely, well, actually, from what it's been told, Rogue, is from what I just learned today, is that it has better ratings than The Flash, which is wild. Anyways, I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. I need to figure out what's next. I'll probably be wrapping up the anime stuff that I need to do on Patreon. We got Miles Morales that I need to finish. I think, in all likelihood, I'm not going to come back on today's stream. What I mean is, I'm not going to come back and start playing a game with you guys, because 3 hours is kind of maxing it. I didn't go to the gym. Yesterday, so I do need to get my workout in today, clean up the house a little bit, and then tonight, join me tonight in about 7 hours, 7 hours and 15 minutes. Join me tonight, as I'll be back streaming with a bunch of J vloggers, as today is the Olympics eve, and it's going to be me, Gimme a Break Man, Hiko Simon, Afro Samurai, Afro in Japan, I think, something like that. Maybe some other J vloggers, and we're just going to be giving some personal feelings of how we feel about the Olympics the night before, and talking about all of that. So yeah, this stream here will be on YouTube. I'm gonna post it on YouTube later. Some big titty J vlogger, shit. I would love that. If you're a big titty vlogger at all, you don't need to be in Japan. Let me put it that way. Anyways, you guys take care. Love, peace. Can we raid somebody? I don't think we can actually. I think it's is there? Can I use the raid function? I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. It was good. It like, I wish the Flash was better, but you know, it is what it is. Like but it's always good to talk to people about it. Oh, it's Ecomog's birthday. Let's go say happy birthday to him. Will the raid function work though? That's the real question. Just a moment. Let's see if that works. It work? It's his birthday. It's your birthday. I'm gonna yeah. Oh, here we go. It does work. Okay, that works. Cool. All right, climb aboard the raid train, my friends. I love you all. I'll see you guys in about 7 hours if you want to tune in to the J vlogging thing. It should be a lot of fun. 69 people in the chat. Thank you, everybody that followed. Thank you for the resubscription, Chase Way. I appreciate that. All y'all people that came in today, it was an amazing thing, and I hope we find another show that will resonate the same way, and all that, man. Love, peace, chicken grease. Your boy's out. Bye. Oops. Slideshow. Wait for the raid. Here it comes. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.
This is Akasan, appreciate the raid.
Akasan, what's up, my brother?
This is Joe fucking gone.
That's Wild Turkey.
That's Joe gone. That's what Wild Turkey did to him.
That's Wild Turkey. And if you look closely, I still had hair.
That motherfucker was gone.
Me and shit were gone.
Joe got one eye closed, one eye kind of open.
Say cheese. Oh, what? You got cheese? That was a bad night. It was a good night, but it was a bad night.
Appreciate Akasan. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, but Joe was fucking dead for that. Thank you.
I remember that night. So I was
yeah, but Joe was fucking dead for that. Thank you. Yeah, but Joe was fucking dead.